Hi, my name's Todd, and you're listening to SideQuests Live. We're going to be trying something new here. It's an audio-only, actual play podcast edition, recorded live on location. It's the same storytelling, same adventures, a lot of the same people, but while we're under construction, we're going to be minus some of the visuals. We are still going to be broadcasting out to Twitch and YouTube, as well as our usual podcast networks, Podbean, CastBox, iTunes, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you find your podcasts, you can find us. So, thanks for joining us, and welcome to our tabletop. We're now diving into the third episode of a brand new Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Myself as storyteller and some good friends of mine around a table. Now, don't worry, we'll bring you up to speed with a recap. So, let's jump right in. Alright, we can keep talking, I'll do an intro later. So we're talking about which group we're doing, good or bad?
I think we're doing morally ambiguous instead of morally ambiguous.
Okay,
right?
Ambiguously moral versus morally ambiguous.
Perfect.
Yes. Actually, that's got a ring to it.
Yeah, except it'll be extremely confusing for a listener if you actually labeled them that way.
So
we're under the Eye of Pelor. Is that what the actual campaign is called? I believe.
I think that was it. Yeah. So I'm Todd. I'm the storyteller, and
I'm Gordon. I'm one of the players.
I'm Darcy. I'm another of the players. Huzzah!
We has the players, and Bella is on her way.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Jay couldn't make it today, and neither could Levi, so we're doing the other game.
Yeah,
so
this one only had the three of us last time, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
So it,
although, I did have to, if you are following along, you know that Archibald, Jay's character, would fit perfectly into this campaign, so I was gonna, timey-wimey slot him in if he came.
That would be interesting if he was here and it was like, cool, we broke out of jail, bye, peace, right? And then joins the other campaign. That'd be fun.
I'm just gonna see if this works. Connecting my speaker,
because I definitely have been thinking about I don't actually know where we're going next. We were working together because we were in prison together and needed to get out. But now what? Why are we working together now?
I love
Although
how
it does
seem
seem
you're actually out.
You see we're out.
I mean, it's fine. It's
fine.
I don't know.
Oh, but is it?
Well, in that case, I'm going to go back and get all my gear because I didn't get anything. You're like,
oh, I got my gear.
Are you not going to pick up any gear? And I was like, nah, it's fine.
No, you're like, that's fine.
I'll just go shopping. I love a shopping episode.
That was pretty insistent.
With what money? My character sheet just has a bunch of, a section called loot, and it's just this money, don't have it anymore. This thing, gave it to this guy. This thing got confiscated. Just yep. Good job, me.
I just realized that my phone is kind of busted, so we don't have my usual playlist. So tonight we are using Sirenscape.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we were going to do it ourselves. You just go.
Assuming it's... Ooh, Foley.
Great.
The world's tiniest horse. Those are poker chips. Speaking of poker chips,
poker chips. Oh, I see. I understood the segue.
My
Sorry,
segue?
it took me a second.
So speaking of poker chips, the reason we have some poker chips on the table is because I'm bringing something over from my Shadowrun games into this D&D game, which is plot points. So essentially, if you get an idea that would be awesome, but only the DM could drop that in, well, you get to spend a plot point and say, actually this happens. You can make someone's life much harder. You could drop a brand new monster. You could have a Deus Ex Machina kind of moment. You could just have a piece of loot or a piece of equipment that you were oh, I just forgot to put this, but
it would have been great when we were trying to get past that stupid river.
That's true, exactly.
So 40 minutes.
You each get two plot points.
Wow.
But you're not the DM for very long. But I'm gonna put those there, and I don't know why I have them, just because I like poker chips.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to spend them.
So that's the idea. And with that, I believe the summary basically worked like this. If you haven't seen it, who wants to take this? I can do it if you want.
Where do you want to start? How far back?
Well, we're actually pretty much right where we left off.
No, I mean in the recap.
Oh, okay. After the Ambiguously Moral group split from the Morally Ambiguous group, that's now canon.
No.
So Henrietta, the paladin bard, gets arrested after the throwdown at the inn.
This is true.
Episode 1.
Yeah, that happens.
She ends up being interrogated by Lord Ostrin.
I have notes and they're not open, so
That's all right.
I assume that's
I
correct.
vaguely remember this. So Lord Ostrin interrogates her, finds out that she probably knows more, sends her down in the prison to be further interrogated by the Inquisitors.
Yeah,
She
you never get to see them. It seems cool.
All of 10 minutes in prison before she happens to be in the same cell as two soon-to-be prison break people. Yeah.
Breakers.
Yeah, I don't know the guy. I have never watched that show.
And Rochelle.
Ashton and Rochelle. So, let's pick it up with Ashton. Tell us a little about yourself there, Ashton.
Okay, so for those that didn't listen in to the last episode, Ashton's actually a character from a previous game. He is a paladin with the Oath of Vengeance, and I picked it up where he was completing the other campaign, where he was lost in a haunted mine.
Do you want to drop the name? People probably recognize the
I think it was like the Mines
the
of
module.
Madness. Yeah.
Minds of
Or
Madness.
something like that. And
So I believe it was a public module, right? So people might recognize that. Yeah.
So, I believe Ashton is now level 6.
Yes.
And what are you again? I'm sorry, you may have mentioned that.
Paladin, Oath of Vengeance.
Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
So he escaped, a bit scarred from his ordeal down there. Lost his companion, and ended up in a weakened state, found and captured.
Oh,
And
who
our
was
other
that?
player just arrived. So we're going to pause here for 1 sec and continue the recap.
Like joking about it.
Well, courtesy flush. So, and we're back. Of course, that's the first thing we say. Anyway, so Bella has joined us, and so we have us back. We were hearing about Ashton.
Ashton. My friends call me Ash.
Look at that. Anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, you found yourself captured
Ooh.
and imprisoned, and happened to be sharing a cell with someone. Rochelle.
Yeah.
All right. Let's call that the throw over if you're ready. Who's Rochelle? Need a minute. That's cool.
Need a minute.
That's all good. So you
Gotta
find
pull
yourself
her up.
in a prison and stripped of your precious belongings. Now, there was one in particular that you really needed.
It was a halberd, which is something I gained in the mines.
The end of the mines.
Yeah, and I guess it has some sentimental value because I lost so much to get something like that. I felt that I couldn't just lose something like that again.
Or is it a cursed magic item?
Oh.
No one knows.
Oh, we'll find out. And
Could be. It's his campaign now.
yeah.
Different GM. That's my magic item now.
So spent the next little while.
You think it's a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I've got those riddled all over my world.
Spent the next little while figuring things out with Rochelle, and just healing up and getting ready to make my escape.
Now, you guys were in the cell for, I think it was about a week.
It's about a week.
And there was a verbose neighbor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think his name was Brent. So no.
No, I believe it was. Oh, I just took that note down. Hold on. I should, remember.
I have Meister Telborn here, but that doesn't make any sense at all.
No, that was him. Tian Telborn, and he was a Meister. He
I
was
didn't write his first name down.
He's a very old man,
Yes.
and he did have, over the course of the conversation with him and in the last game.
Who's Ty?
Nobody was Tian was Tian Telborn was the old man right next door, and he's this old
Okay.
Yeah, it's him.
cleric basically.
Ty the lie.
Tie.
And
Yeah.
he'd been discredited by the Knights of Pelor because he was spreading the wrong idea about Pelor. And he ended up, after refusing to be quiet enough for their sake, he ended up in prison next to you guys and just basically left here to rot.
Yeah.
Just to find Sarah, his daughter Sarah Talborn of the Fallen Tree.
That's right, he did mention, if you get out, please find Sarah. she's a good one, but she's a little misguided. I should not have been so harsh with her. Anyway, flash back to now. You guys are getting ready to make good your escape. The doors open, and in gets thrust a relatively beat to shit Henrietta.
That sounds true. Yeah, I think so.
I think you had a pretty good stab wound on you.
Because, it was very much end of one session fighting, and then straight into the dungeon with you. So, yeah. I was trying to remember if I got beaten, but I think I sort of did.
Would do
that. Yeah.
So, Henrietta.
Yes.
Give us a little bit of backstory for you?
Henrietta.
For those who pretend you've never heard, or heard not much.
I mean,
enough to
if
know.
they haven't heard the last one, I don't think
by.
they've heard anything, because
That's
she
true.
was that one that was in the very first session, which was not recorded, and then kind of promptly left. She
That's right.
was originally part of the, whichever the other one is, I don't know.
Just hello.
No, I'm talking about
Oh.
the different podcasts.
Oh,
I
right.
have no idea if it's morally ambiguous or ambiguously moral. Those are terrible names.
They're back to back. I love that. I love it.
Anyway, she was originally part of that, and she was like, no thanks. I'm not cool with murder, thank you. I'm gonna just stay here while you guys run away and leave. Which is mainly the reason why she gets thrown in here anyway, is that she let the murderers leave.
And one of the guards was charmed by Levi's character.
Yes.
And he ended up attacking the other guards, and his name was Greg. He was actually treated even worse than you. You just happened to be, like, on the scene and somewhat suspect.
Yes.
He had been attacking the other guards, got arrested, and he, I believe, was a couple floors below you.
Yes, yeah. But Henrietta, to recap, yep, she is from a mechanic standpoint for listeners, one level of paladin, the rest of bard, and I think we're level 6, so that's 5.
Yep.
Basically, which ties directly into the whole concept of new Peller and old Peller. She's a paladin, but she's not like those paladins.
I'm a paladin, but I'm not like a paladin.
Anyway, I don't need to ramble about her because I have been doing that all day in my own head.
Well, and they can go back and listen.
They can.
Discover it for the first time.
Exactly. But yeah, generally, big, oxable woman right now doesn't have much because she's in prison. That's how that works.
You're basically wearing your gambeson.
Yeah. But otherwise, just big, strong, devout. What else do you need to know?
And with your help, these two make good their escape. And
It's mostly just Ashton.
Yeah, but the two
Misty
guards who
steps
came
through
to
the
investigate.
wall.
Gotta love. What are you, a warlock paladin? Or
No.
straight up? How did that?
I don't like that is a...
Oath of Vengeance has Misty Step.
I don't like that they have that. Because both Oath of Vengeance and Oath of the Ancients get Misty Step, and it's like, that's an ancient spell. Why does Vengeance get it? But that's just... I don't need to rag on
Every
the rules.
time I hear Oath of Vengeance, I'm just like, hey, fell. Anyway, that's another story. That's going back a ways. That was just before D&D was, like, allowed again. Anyway, so you guys get out. The good news was you ended up talking down the incoming guards and gently knocking out one of the more sympathetic paladins.
Yeah.
Who basically let you go.
Yeah, sleep or hold of that guy. Upon their own request, because they're like, I don't want them thinking I just let you go. You gotta knock me out.
His name is Paul.
Yeah.
Didn't we save the other guard?
I don't remember.
No one died.
No one died.
Everyone's been knocked out.
You knocked out a guy who caved in his skull with a mace, but
Yes.
then you brought him back to just
But I
one
don't
line level.
think we knocked out. There was the woman.
So after,
you
we went to get
upstairs,
gear.
got your gear, did a little bit of subterfuge.
Yes.
Yeah,
got
we
back
didn't knock
from
her
the
out.
No,
We just walked by
but
everyone
they didn't
there.
seem to
We
suspect
just
you.
acted like we belonged there.
And in fact, that's
We
why
stole
we're gonna-
everybody's equipment. So
That's-
we were like, we're guards. Cling, 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 cling.
Sneak.
Sneak and chainmail.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we'll actually pick up... you went back to return the keys to the librarian-esque, ball-breaking gnome,
Because I
elderly
didn't want
gnome
to get in
woman.
trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So, that brings us to Rochelle.
Yeah. All right. Well, mechanically, she is a very young Kalishtar cleric, and she worships Tempest because it's a thing to do, and she's pretty short. She's got long green hair, and she's quite, I think, gentle, but she's not. I don't think she's as in your face as, say, some of the other characters might be. So she's more of the scholarly type, very scholarly and learned.
It just dawned on me exactly how devout all of you are. You
Pretty
all
damn
have,
devout.
yeah.
I mean, that's why we're all in the prison.
You're all in,
Yeah.
if you follow the wrong, we're essentially doing Empire, sort of, where you're not allowed to worship the wrong kind of deity.
Yeah.
Of course, that shifts as a more extreme sect, the Eye of Pelor, gains more and more prominence. Mm-hmm. And I think that brings everyone up to speed. So, behind you, you hear the shuffling of feet, of a couple of coughs in the dim light as you work your way down some stone staircases.
How many
descending
people do we
further.
manage to free? Just like the one level, or do we keep going? I feel like I remember we freed everyone on the level we were at, and then
You
said,
did.
keep going down and freeing people as you go.
Actually, we didn't.
Did that
free
happen?
them all.
No,
We didn't free that guy.
you left one
you
guy
left-
who's like,
Oh, come on, I'm good. Let me out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking fight him. I'm gonna kill
Yeah, the
him.
murderer. That one. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So as you hear the shuffling of bare feet on the stone behind you, you've pushed your way back to the front. There's a big ox of a man covered in tattoos kind of leading the way. He's got a mace clutched in one hand that you gave him.
Yes.
Huddled just behind him are two tieflings, a mother and daughter by the look of them. She's probably early, like maybe 11. And then she's, 30s, 40s, whatever. It's hard to tell in the dark and underneath all this grime. Because by the smell of everyone, they've been in prison for a little while too. There's a handful of other people, a drunk, you got 10, and I think 9 in total as you were descending down. When you guys rejoin with some of your equipment, they have swelled those ranks up to 14.
Okay.
As Tien and the others, with the big burly guy kind of keeping an eye out and on one way, and the child tiefling keeping an eye out the other way, and her mom. The others are busy unlocking cells and letting people out. You see a disgruntled, kind of sheepish-looking Greg, also only wearing a gambus and definitely roughed up. His one eye is swollen totally shut. He's got a bunch of, you can tell that he's got a bunch of bruises coming up, and he's been beaten, old boy. But he stands and kind of looks at you through the shadows, and finally spots Henrietta and gives you a nod. Thank you.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
How are we gonna get past the guards?
Are we going to keep going down?
At this point, the tiefling woman leans over and she's like, "Excuse me, did you say down? Shouldn't we... What? Down?
There's tunnels. Should be able to find them.
Is anyone in a bad shape besides Greg? Or
Besides Greg, everyone just looks... Well, go ahead and roll a medicine check for me.
Can I as well?
Sure.
Since that's my...
Or you can assist one or the other.
I'll assist.
It's up to you.
Otherwise, when you roll on the wood, it's going to be loud as anything.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Alright, so with the assistance, let's see. Oh my. Well, that's cocked. So, we'll
The
just...
18 ain't bad.
I'll take the 18,
It'll do.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Wow. Speaking of scholarly, you just take inventory of everybody. Other than some malnourishment and a couple of old bruises, nothing seems too fresh, except, of course, for Henrietta, who's still a little bit beaten up.
I've been mostly
You were healed.
healed. I think I'm like 2 hit points down or something.
Yeah, you were
With,
worse
I think,
off.
all of Ashton's lay on hands or
and
something. It was
you
a
still
lot.
have a stain where the blood, where the stab wound was on your gambeson, and a little hole. But
Guys
otherwise
really
you're
gotta
fine. And then
change
Greg
over
is
top now,
pretty
though.
roughed up. He's probably at about half.
Okay. I will assist in that.
Okay. So the big guy looks down and is like, yeah, I think it's this way.
I'm trying to figure out here what I'll give.
So you guys are on
Alright.
the 3rd floor down,
Yeah.
sub basement, and he's pointing towards it's basically a mirror of before, kind of a square or rectangular hallway going around a center column of stairs that wind down and down, one ascending, one descending, and then cells all along the outside. Some of them are communal cells, some of them are solos, some of them have like pretty much blocked off doors as well, with just tiny little peepholes at the top. But this floor is mostly communal.
Okay. As we're going down, does my divine sense? Do I sense anything?
What does that pick up again?
Evil.
Yeah.
Evil, a strong evil, fae.
Devils, fiends.
Yeah.
Basically anything like otherworldly is
Okay.
the idea.
And what's the range on that?
I believe
60?
it's something like 60 feet.
Okay.
It does
So-
have the whole like total cover thing, which you may or may not use because I find most GMs don't. But it's there.
You have a mild unsettling, almost like gas. You're like, I don't know what that is, but it's nothing pinpointy.
Okay.
It might just be claustrophobia at this point. I mean, you definitely feel the sense of you are deep underground.
16 HP for
Ooh.
Greg.
So you walk up and it's a hand?
Yeah, I will touch him.
Okay, so you walk up and offer to touch him. He kind of nods and he takes a deep. Thank you.
You feel better?
I do. You know, I thought that was a rumor. And the big guy's like, no, my roommate said that he was brought down. There's tunnels. This was a while back, but it's before you. He looks at the gambeson wearing former paladins of favor. Before you executed him.
How's our vision down here? How is it in
There's
terms
a couple of
light?
lanterns,
Okay.
oil lamps, generally kind of one at a corner. So there's essentially 2 per hall, and it's very dim in the cells. Just whatever trickles in through the bars, and then there are no windows. There is a central kind of shaft around which the stairs rotate. It's for air coming from above, but that's it.
Okay.
So you have 2 lanterns per floor, and then another sconce type thing on the switchback of the stairs.
Okay. Well, I'm willing to follow the big guy. Let's continue.
He takes the lead, and as he goes down, he picks up one of the lanterns and just kind of it's very oppressive under here. As you descend
flank
down,
him.
okay, sure.
So I'll cover his flank on the other side.
Cool. Yep. So as you guys descend, everybody do a perception check for me.
Okay.
Gladly.
Nice.
Now that's the first 2 of the night. Henrietta's
4
rolling like a hen.
total.
Okay, that's 15.
20.
Oh, nice. Well, that makes sense. So let's deal with the 2 first. You almost wipe out on the moisture of the floor and have to grab onto one of the other bedraggled prisoners to avoid falling, which kind of ruins your perception. So you're fine, but
Hope I
don't really
don't
pick up
knock
much.
anyone down with that.
No, this was the more stocky of them.
Good.
So Rochelle is, as you're descending, you hear this kind of from below. It could be just kind of a scraping, kind of half rattle sound. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Okay.
For 20, Ashton, as you're descending, it just gets colder. It actually gets cold enough that you start noticing. You can see the breath of some of these people. It was actually pretty warm, almost dripping with moisture above. All of a sudden, it feels cold.
Is it unnaturally cold?
That's the other part of it. This causes you to really pay attention to your senses. And as you descend to the 4th sub-basement, unlike the other ones where it was pretty wide open, there's just a single hallway, left and right. No other doors along the hallway except at the very ends. Oh, sorry. There is one more door just to the right of the stairs. You almost missed it because you're looking down first, and then you're like, oh, there is a little door right next to you.
So I go out the stairs. The hallway goes left and right.
Left and right.
Ends at a door, and just to my right, there's another door.
Another door, kind of in the wall, tucked to your right. What you pick up most is as you kind of look at the ends of the hall, almost pitch black. Only light is what your guys are carrying.
Yeah. And
you see an ever so slight glow from the center of one of the doors for a second, and then nothing.
And does that glow? Is that the glow on the close one or the far?
That's at the far left.
Far left.
Far left door.
Okay.
And you hear that kind of as though something moved, but you can't quite pin down what because it's echoey.
Okay.
And I'll mind Link and let him know that I heard something move as well.
Okay. Yeah, you're telepathy, so you can talk at will.
I'll telepathically message back. It's unnaturally cold, and I sensed a light on the far left door.
I'll look over.
For 20, you got the definite sense there's something undead about somewhere in this area. You can't pin it down exactly, but well, you could. Something on or near that door glowed undead for a moment, and then isn't.
Yeah, I don't think we want to...
I'll relay that.
The stairs do continue winding down if you just kind of do a little hop, skip, and jump to your left and keep descending to the 5th sub-basement, or you can explore the 4th. The choice is yours. The big guy kind of pauses, seeing you guys pause, and is like, oh, I think it's down.
I'm going to kind of hesitate at that point to allow everybody else to pass by me.
They keep filing through.
And just to keep kind of an eye on the door as we go past, because I'm assuming we're gonna. And you want to keep going?
The door just to the right of me is it? I say hold a second.
They all kind of freeze,
on the 4th. So I say
they're starting to descend to the 5th, but they stop there.
Okay. I sense something undead far to the door on the left on the 4th level.
Okay.
And it is part of my order to put it to proper rest.
Okay.
So,
whatever you say, dude.
I suggest you give me a moment. And I'll nod to Rochelle, and I'll start making my way far to the left.
Okay. The big guy kind of posts up, and the tiefling woman and Tien and the others kind of marshal the rest of the people into the stairwells, and the tiefling woman and her daughter perched there, and the big guys stopped down below.
Yeah. Do we need to pass this in any way, or is this something like
you could bypass it and keep going down?
Yeah, I think I'll offer. I can keep taking them if you want to catch up later.
Okay, don't go too far ahead. But this hopefully shouldn't take too long.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold a secret
always
flame
split the party.
What was that?
for whoever opens the door.
Okay. So you go down and post up near the left door. All right.
And is there any opening? Like, is it just closed?
This door, the other doors were pretty secure and pretty, solid. This one is solid wood all the way through. Iron banded, but more than it needs to be. The iron bands are, Normally you get like 3 or 4 on a prison door. This one, the gaps between the iron are less than an inch. It's basically a checkerboard of iron banded doors.
I guess I should ask if there's any
Chains.
like weird rumor type stuff I might have heard about this. It
Roll
seems
a
like something
history
I
check.
might know.
Yeah, roll a history check. And you're a
That's a
bard.
12 on the die. I don't
lower
know
bard.
what my... yeah, I am. You're right. Hey, I forgot what my
things.
archetype was. What is my history? History's plus 4, 16.
16 ain't bad. Nothing concrete, but you do have a vague memory of hearing this place might... Like, you vaguely remember guards joking about, oh, yeah, don't let it haunt you.
Right. I'm not hearing anything
Nothing
like...
specific.
Because the things that come to mind are either we have an undead thing that we have locked down here, don't let it out, or we have an undead thing down here that is like we're keeping as a weird Polarian offshoot thing, and that's not cool. Right? One of those I'm okay with, and one of them I'm not. But it sounds like I don't have any specifics, so
This is a good
I'm okay
point
with
to
that.
remind people. You do have plot points if you want. You weren't here when I explained these.
Yes.
You know plot points from Shadowrun, so
Yes.
I'm bringing those in. You get
If we want to
if you want
make
to
a
make a
twist
suggestion or a
some-
twist.
Yep.
So just reminding people of that.
Cool, great.
Cool. So you remember?
I'm happy with that.
There is a rumor this place was haunted, but it was only ever mentioned in jest.
Sure.
And
Okay,
you,
cool.
you do remember the only other thing you've heard about is that the 4th floor was like, I don't wanna. when they were talking about like guard rotation.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It
No,
was
that's
kind of the
it's none of the
peeling
like
potatoes.
flags that I was anticipating. So I'm happy to say, you know what, this is your paladin zealot thing. You do you.
All right. So you guys are at the door.
I get it. You're a zealot. I am too. But we're about different things. Yeah.
It is a heavily locked door. Heavily.
Anybody know how to unlock doors, or do we just try to bulldoze it down? Or do we just keep going? You know we can do that.
Yes. I'm going to put my... So we've tried the door and it's locked.
It's definitely locked. It does need a key. You do have keys.
I was thinking that.
I'm actually going to
Just try them.
try.
Okay. Roll a d10.
There can't only be 10 doors on that key ring, can there?
A 2.
Not the first one.
No, I'll go with that.
Yeah, you get to reroll.
4.
You're trying the next one.
3.
Still not, and the others are getting impatient. You can hear the
9.
toes tapping.
We left.
Oh yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are.
that.
you-
Oh, yeah, I don't
you
wanna
guys
keep
are
them
out.
up.
So
Yeah.
you're waiting there, and
Yeah,
as you're waiting,
I'm readying a sacred flame just in case.
you're vaguely telepathic, right? You are telepathic.
I am.
You are standing there, and you get this.
And I understand quite a few languages.
Well, it's not so much a language as a feeling. And if someone wasn't already very familiar with telepathy in that sense, you would probably have a hard time recognizing, wait, this is a message from somewhere else. Some people, it could kind of just feel like almost something you're imagining. You feel pretty... Well, do an
I'm
intelligence check
gonna
for me.
hone in on it if I can. Yeah.
Actually, let's do a...
Like a save.
Not a save. It's either intelligence or wisdom. I think
For
let's do
me, because I'm
similar to
wisdom
insight.
based, I would
Let's do it
say
similar by insight. So if you
Insight?
have,
That makes sense, yeah.
you're kind of inciting yourself
All right.
in a way.
I'll take
feeling
insight.
right now?
Insight's great.
Sure.
A save would be better.
So
but,
while he's
you know.
struggling away with the keys,
Oof. Ooh,
Rolled a
not so
9 on
good.
it.
9.
And I rolled a 9 on my d10.
you pick up that there's a weird feeling, and it's not from within you, and it's not this creepy space. It's almost like a bubbling up of a sensation of... You haven't eaten that much lately. It blends with your own hunger, but you sense a hunger, and when you blink for just a second, you see, like, it's almost like a camera lens that's really dirty. It's like seeing through that, like, really dirty. You can barely see.
Yeah, it's very cloudy.
Very cloudy, but you see a glint of gold.
Gold?
Coins and a few other, and then it's gone.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to that for a minute.
Sure. Eventually, you make your way around, and finally on the on the 8th key, you finally get a click.
Right.
The big padlock opens up. You can pull the chains across with this loud click, 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 click.
Quieter.
He's a paladin. He doesn't know how to be.
Subtlety? What?
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry, paladins, but no. Alright, so I'm just looking for a sound effect, but I don't have it queued up. Aw, that's a shame.
Just tell me what it is, I'll make it.
No, it's... Oh, yeah, go ahead. Alright, so you finally get the door. Gonna play? And there you go.
There it
That's
is.
the door opening sound? Oh.
Yeah. For those who missed it because it was quiet. There we go. The door finally creaks open, and Sirenscape for the win. Thank you, Sirenscape. So you pull back the door, and it opens with this, almost like it's a long sealed chamber without great ventilation.
Okay.
The door's open.
It's a good thing you're immune to disease, because, you know.
Yeah.
Perception.
So with the door open, if I don't see anything immediately,
Your light is casting a little, triangle
I have
slice
my
into the room.
halberd at the ready, and if there's nothing immediate there, I'm going to actually cast another divine sense. Now
Sure.
that the door is open.
Absolutely. Divine sense. You pick up a series of feelings first. Desperation, longing, loss, and a terrible, not hunger, urgency. A desperate urgency floods over you as ahead it's a rectangular room, only part of it lit by your lantern, and as you look in, there's kind of it's pretty bare. You can see these kind of scuffs in the floor, and as you look towards the left, you see on the walls the edges of the walls have been just scratched and clawed, especially as you look towards the left corner. And in that corner, kind of in a basically 10-foot radius of that, it's about 20 feet across. 10-foot radius of that, and then into the 5-foot radius, it gets even more scratched until it's just like chewed, as though something was trying to burrow with its fingernails through the stone.
I'm going to grab the padlock, and I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay.
And toss it in.
Do it. All right. As she does that, you look over and you see this
Be
crumpled
prepared,
heap
man.
in the corner. The light spell goes off, making you flinch, and
Well, I would have, we would have.
yeah, you know.
Yeah,
You're like,
I
I'm
tell
gonna light
him
it up.
everything.
So you blink at the right time because telepathy is, cheating. It's all good. So she tosses the thing in, and what you see is this long, decomposing corpse in the corner.
Oh no!
It's almost just bones and rags, and it's shackled, and you see a chain attached to that one corner, and it's been left here to die, and judging by the look of the corpse, probably starvation at a glance, and it is just a corpse.
No sense of undead on it.
Roll perception.
So he gets location.
Oh, you get
Yeah.
location.
Yeah, like I know
Immediate right.
immediate.
You're
right.
looking left, you look to your
Well,
right, and there's this this face, like maybe 10 pressed against the wall, just moving forward, coming out of the wall right at you guys with this hungering look in its hollow, sunken eyes. It's translucent, kind of bluish. This ghost comes tearing across the room at you, and it what languages do you speak?
Not this one.
I speak common, elvish, and dwarf.
Roll intelligence.
Hello.
It's similar to Elven.
Okay.
Alright, then I would understand it as well.
Nobody here speaks Sylvan, right?
No, Corey.
So what you hear is an essential, this almost moaning howl of... And it just roll initiative.
Okay, let's
we
go
do.
there. There we go.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
We expected that.
Alright.
though.
Why not?
Can't talk your way out of it.
What would be the point if we weren't in initiative yet? Ooh. Cleric's Curse is not with me tonight.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
This is a slow ghost.
And I'm a fast cleric.
Fast
Clear
cleric.
stab block to
In
use.
this corner, fast cleric versus in that corner, wearing blue translucent trunks, the slow ghost. What was yours?
18.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
You were ready.
17.
I know.
17. You were also ready. Yeah, 17, and Ghost got a 1.
Woo!
Wow.
What's he got a negative?
Oh, sorry, 2 because it gets a +1.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So, Rochelle, what are you gonna do
Yeah.
as this ghost comes tearing out of the darkness at you?
Yeah, I'm going to, cast Sacred Flame and see if I can, dispel this thing.
All right.
So, Dex 15.
Dex 15.
Yep.
Nope. So go ahead and
Nope.
roll your damage.
So, okay. For him, that is this. So we'll see what happens. Ooh. Alright, that's 12.
Dang. All right. What's your flame look like?
I think at this point it'd probably be kind of this spread out, just blue
Kind of like a
flame.
flash. Okay.
Yeah. Most of her
Not
magic essence
That was
has
not
a
the one.
blue hue to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think she was a Tempest cleric. It could have been that sound.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Could have been.
Realistically.
Yeah. I did not expect this to just be a normal ghost, the way you were describing them dying, but I
I
know
did.
too much weird stuff about...
It's all good. It's all good.
Except my healing magic.
I hate
That's
to
green.
disappoint.
There's like 4 different types of ghosts, and they all die different ways, and I'm like, I shouldn't memorize this. No one's going to use it. It's just about what CR people are at. Never matters.
No, this one matters.
I
Anyway.
don't know. It's not a ghost.
All right. Next up. So you did 12. Do you want to do anything else? You got to move in a bonus.
How far is it from me?
It's rushing pretty quick at you. It just basically took one step because then it's an initiative
Right.
order. So it's about 9 feet away.
Alright. I'm gonna
Ashton is just slightly in front of you as you can kind of peek around the corner and blap at it.
I'm going to step back
Okay.
out of the door.
Sure. It doesn't get a swipe at you or anything. All right. Next up, Ashton. If it weren't for you and your darn divine sense.
Oh, shock.
Seriously, there's some fun stuff a ghost can do if they get to go first.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Okay. I am going to... I'm not going to use my divine just yet. So I'm just going to straight up attack it.
All right. Make your roll. So you close ranks or wait till it closes to you?
It's 9 feet away from me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Well, it's a oh, sorry. It's
You with a halberd, just...
yeah.
So
you can hit it with half.
I'm gonna... Yeah, I have reach, so...
Yeah, if anything, in the corridor, you're a little cramped with it. But you're like, hey,
Hey.
big enough.
Hey, I actually
Hey,
did
I
this
can
now.
I can
All right,
actually
so
hit
you-
it. So, yeah, I'm
Extend
gonna...
it out and do the arc.
Yep. First attack.
Just the way Mama Raven Queen used to teach you.
Yeah, first attack, just straight up. That would be a 16.
Hits.
Okay.
It is a magical weapon.
Yes.
All right.
And I will do So there's 14 damage.
All right. As the thing, it resists and then passes through as well because it's partly incorporeal.
Okay.
So that's flavor. So you definitely hit it. You feel it sink in, and the magic enchantment of your polearm has allowed it to have secure purchase as this thing just lets out a hideous wail.
Okay. With that first test strike, I'm now going to use Great Weapon Master and strike again. That would be not good. That would be an 8.
8 misses as it kind of retreats back to the corner ever so slightly,
Yeah, just out of range.
Just out of range as it looks at you with this terrible longing and sadness in its eyes and absolute rage.
And with my bonus action, I will strike it one more time.
Freaking paladins. Alright, go for
Great
it.
Weapon Master.
Nice, do it.
Again.
Oh,
not good.
Rolled the same thing.
Same thing. 8 miss.
As you flail away at this ghost, how this happens is you swing at the corner and it does the whole supernatural, again, this is just flavor, but supernatural thing where the ghost is there a second and then a flick flick and it's not there and it's in the other corner of the room and then flick flick and it's back.
Okay.
Sort of like a weak blink, but it's not actually, it's just moving out of your way.
Doesn't Great Weapon Master only give you an extra attack if you crit or something like that? Am I thinking something different?
Polearm.
Oh, okay.
Polearm Master.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So it'll be the fist end of your polearm.
Yeah. I have Polearm Master.
Oh, I
and
see.
Great Weapon
So
Master.
you're spinning
I see
around
what
a
you're saying. Yeah,
claw
yeah.
with the other end. But
One's
again,
the weapon
it
type
flickers.
and one's the fighting style. Yeah.
You clang against one corner, you flip it over and clang against another.
fighting style.
I have the fighting style, the feet, and the feet. I have
Oh,
Great Weapon
alright.
Fighting, Great Weapon Master, Polearm Master.
Gotcha.
Since you're the closest,
Yes.
it sees you within 5 feet. Can you go ahead and do a
Sorry to bail on you.
charisma saving throw? Oh, right. It moves a little bit forward in that kind of flickery way, out of the way, and
Unfortunately, I don't have
it's
sense.
a little bit closer and it reaches out to you.
Charisma saving
Charisma
throw.
saving.
Making that
throw,
big
please.
gamble.
Okay.
Those big gamble plays for the fun effects.
Okay, well, it's a good thing I'm proficient at
Come
charisma.
on, charisma.
12.
Oh.
Can I use a plot point to make him lose? Because I want to see him get possessed.
You don't have to. You fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have any other effects that can help you in this case. No?
I mean, it's a saving throw. Did you add your bonus for your thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had +9.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a lot.
I
You
rolled
rolled
really low.
a 2 or a 3.
I rolled a 3.
Oh.
You might not want to use that box anymore.
Yeah, that box has been bad news
cursed.
for you.
It is cursed,
Bring
man.
that back over here.
Yeah.
Hello, baby. Thank you. I'm glad to get my dice roller back.
Okay.
Oh my.
It'd be a
yeah,
little
let
louder.
let the DM use that one.
Yeah. It's like
Just for fun, I now have to roll.
3
to see what's
bad
in
rolls in a row.
there. All right, so you are possessed.
Okay.
So you are incapacitated and lose control of your body. The ghost now controls your body. It doesn't deprive you of awareness, so you can sense it. You're basically communing with the ghost as it rides you. The ghost cannot be targeted. Blah 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 blah. It's got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, let's not read that one line. Don't read that one line.
Anywho, so you are not you for a moment.
It's my new best friend.
We'll come back to what you sense in a moment. In the meantime, there's a flurry of action inside. He dives forward, makes a swing, dives back, and then stands stock still and takes a long inhale.
I killed it. Let's go. Clop, 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 clop.
Just for fun, I'm going to whisper to you, and
right.
then you're going to say it.
Where is she?
No, you don't whisper that part. You say it.
Where is she?
Who?
Tell me where she is.
Tell you where who is.
Ashton turns towards the hall and pauses at the threshold and sticks out one male covered hand and moves past where the doorframe is with an audible sigh.
Insight.
I'll let that roll. Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll an insight. It's a little bit funny.
I mean,
No,
he
that's
was
fair.
just fully in faculty, and now he's kind
And
of
now
going.
he's just like, and he's not speaking
Like-
full. Yeah, I'll let you do an insight check.
Ooh. Okay, that's 19.
Ashton is not himself right now.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Let me buy.
He starts walking.
Tell me
towards
what
you.
it is you seek, or who. Maybe I can help you.
Sarathel.
Means nothing to you.
Okay.
All right, he wants to walk past you. Are you gonna let him?
I am.
You just step back as he goes marching down the hall.
Can I ask you a question? Before he goes marching down the hall, before I step aside,
Yeah.
the feeling I had before we opened this door that says,
That weird little bubble.
can I
Bubbling.
try to tune back into that to see if
whatever this is that?
if it's getting stronger or
Sure.
heavier?
I'll let you do another insight check for that.
Okay, not as good. 14.
You had it, but it feels like you've lost it. It feels like it's not here. Whatever that was. At this point, he's pushed past you, which is part of the timing. He goes marching off down the hall, ignores the stairs, goes right past that little room, goes right up to the end, and just starts slamming the halberd into that door again. It's an iron-banded door, just like the previous one. We're talking at the far right end of the hall when you first came in.
I'm gonna be like, hey, you know you have keys.
All right.
Clang, clang, clang. Drops the halberd. Fishes around, pulls out the keys, and you just hear, roll a d10 for me.
Sorry, I had to do it.
10.
Hold on, I should figure out what it is first. Keep going.
8.
Opening doors, part 2. Now, with more door
going.
needing.
Keep going. 6.
Yeah,
Keep
still
going.
struggling with this door.
5.
Yeah.
So yeah, and with that, the door finally click. At that point, the tiefling woman sticks her head out of the. Oh, and you guys were keeping going. You weren't sticking around.
They
a while.
We were trying to find the
they're
tunnel.
right, so
Yeah. So
you're-
I don't know how
you're
far we
gone,
got.
gone. No, that's cool,
Because
that's
it was a while before they actually got into the room, and then the actual
that-
initiative rounds was only
Right.
one.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of
you
do we
was
go
only
in? Do we not?
You,
So
you don't.
I don't know.
probably
Yeah,
been
you're
about-
pretty gone.
I don't know how far we got.
You do way deep down. Do a perception check for me, Henrietta.
Sure.
Oh my god.
That's a 13 plus 2, 15.
You definitely hear some clanging, like metal on metal. Something's going on up there. You can hear it echoing up through the stairs. You're kind of middle of the pack, helping Master Telborn down the stairs. The drunk he was leaning on before was not very good at the stairs himself, so you decided to help him out. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep helping people.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Keep ushering down.
my first thought was like, why would there be metal on metal if they're fighting like a zombie? But I don't know, maybe it's got armor on. What do I know?
All right, so finally the door clicks open.
I'm
Visibly
readying
shaking.
another
Sure.
sacred flame.
Visibly shaking, Ashton pulls the door open. He's shaking like a leaf.
Sorry, I'm letting
Looks into the darkness and calls out, speaking in a language that you don't understand. Similar to Elven.
I don't think I do Sylvan.
A few words. Do you do Elven?
I do Elvish or
Okay.
And
Roll an
Quarry.
intelligence check for me just to see what you catch.
intelligence. Yay.
How book smart are you?
Well,
Did you skip
I
a lot
did
of French
say-
class?
Yeah,
Or Elvish?
Yeah, no, I don't know Jack. Two.
Oh, 2. Not much comes through.
Yeah, no.
And then he just kind of falls down. You can hear a soft, like...
I'm gonna telepathically link to Ashton.
That's an interesting weirdness.
I was hoping that would happen. Yeah, I've been looking at how that would
call
work
in.
this whole time.
And you get a message. Ashton's not here right now. If you'd like to... No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm looking because there is something within that says I can link to a creature that doesn't necessarily understand me.
Yeah, no. You
Are you trying to talk to the ghost or talk to the...
exactly.
I'm actually trying to
Talk to me.
speak
Talk to Ashton?
to Ashton.
Which I think is how it should work, because the ghost
100%.
can't even be targeted.
No,
right?
absolutely. So you hear her speaking in your mind, something you're getting familiar with.
I'll respond.
And you respond, no problem. You guys can talk back and forth. You can see through your own eyes.
I see what's going
And
on.
there's another almost identical crumpled heap in the corner from your perspective. It's a weird sensation. You feel your own body shaking and weeping as this entity that has control of you is wildly emotional.
It's lover.
Someone
Do an intelligence check for me. I just made you do one. You must.
That was, I mean, out of game I know what it is, but I don't know if I would know it.
14? You pick up a few things. The closest you get in Elvish is... What did they do to you? To us? You go crawling into the room, is what you witness, Rochelle, down the way. You crawl closer to this crumpled heap. It's a body, desiccated, chained similarly in the corner, wearing some kind of tattered gown.
It's obviously a woman that he cared for. I don't sense necessarily that this thing's evil, but I'm clearly possessed. So,
Obviously. Can you try to ask it to let you go? That we will help it in any way we can?
I don't know if I can even communicate with it.
I'm going
Doesn't
to.
seem to be
you
paying much
can.
attention to you now.
I think you should
I'm going
let
to
it
try.
try to convince it to pass on.
Alright, I'm gonna...
So you walk closer.
Yeah. When we were upstairs and we got our gear, I was able to retrieve my symbol.
Yep.
Okay.
I think you've
And
actually
my-
managed to smuggle a small one as well, but you got your main one as well.
I did, because that's what I was using while we were in the prison, right?
Yep.
Can't remember birthdays, I can't remember key events, but I can remember weird little
Shit like
details
that,
of
yeah.
role-playing games.
So I'm gonna bring out my symbol, and I'm very gently, softly going to address. What is your name?
He kind of stiffens and looks back. I am no one. He speaks in a halting common.
Alright.
He's got a strong, Elvish accent, Sylvan accent.
Right.
Ain't from around here.
Time from around here.
I am no one
Alright.
anymore. He's just staring at the body.
Will you let me try to help you? I'd like to. You can find peace with her.
Glad you said that. Roll persuasion.
Ooh, it was 11, so where to go? And I gotta see what. I don't know if I'm very good at persuasion. 13. Come on, big guy. No, I don't say that.
You did this to us.
Me?
All of you.
I'm a prisoner here. I'm trying to get out like you were.
He seems so angry. You're having a hard time getting through to him. As he starts to stand up, he looks around.
I'm gonna.
He's currently unarmed, thankfully. The halberd is in the hallway.
Right.
Fists clenched, turns around and
going
glares at
to
you. You can
whole
see
person.
the eyes as though it's about to kind of be ghosty again. His eyes are changing to that ethereal blue flare.
Oh, are they?
Yep, go ahead and roll. It's a wisdom save, right? For whole person?
Is it the ghost or is it me?
It's you.
It would
It
be
retains its
him,
wisdom, actually. So it's the ghost.
Oh, you mean the stats? Sorry,
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
but it would be.
Because whole person, I don't think.
I almost
works
said
on undead.
Kiamar. It would be Ashton who is held.
Yeah, because whole person doesn't work on undead.
That's true, and it can't be targeted. So yes, Ashton, go ahead and roll a wisdom save. You need to beat a
15.
15.
If nothing else, I'll get it out of you. Maybe.
I don't think you're gonna hold me unless I roll shitty.
Yeah.
Well, you never know.
Do you want the die rolling box?
Okay, 14.
Yeah, you failed. I'm holding you.
Your muscles lock tight. You couldn't control yourself anyway, but you
Yeah.
feel the extra. There's this almost static electricity that goes zipping around almost imperceptibly. But because you can feel your muscles, you can feel it zipping between your toes, between your outstretched fingers, as it tries to move forward. It's like,
Let me help you find peace with her and destroy the people who did this to you.
there is no peace without Seraphel. There is no peace. I'm just gonna hand wave, but she can talk. Oh, you're telepathic.
I am telepathic, and the thing
Oh.
with the telepathy link is they don't have to speak my language, they only have to speak a language.
Okay. All right.
But you
According-
can't target the ghost.
Well, technically,
I mean, I'm happy to have the scene
well,
happen.
not only that, but also it pushed so hard against the body, it almost came out its eyes because
Sure.
they flared. So you can kind of see it for a second. Anyway, you see the flare.
I'm curious if it just leaves the body, like exactly what you were saying.
I cannot be at peace while she is chained here. We should have been free.
So I'm gonna
I'm
say,
trying, man. I'm
offer to take the corpse with us for a proper burial.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we'll take and we'll bury your corpses so that they'll be at rest properly in sacred ground as they should be.
I have no interest in you. Sacred ground. Sacred
shit.
ground is with her. Just
You will be with
loose,
her.
loose us. Let us free.
How do you propose?
Tell the ghost that you will guide him out. Tell him to pick up the bodies.
You won't be able to.
Yes, he will. Like, I will.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let go of the whole person on you. Because I can do that.
And say,
And
It visibly takes a step towards you and then kind of pauses and
Yeah.
just looks at you like you're some kind of wolf about to try and attack it. It's very hesitant, but it's waiting.
I'm gonna cautiously approach and ask for the keys to unlock her. Like, or is she not? If it's like just bone,
you could just slip through it.
can we just pull her body out?
There's enough body there that you probably should unlock it. So it
Okay.
holds out, it reaches up and looks at the keys as though it's forgotten it's there. It just holds them out and then drops them on the ground
Oh well,
and just
fuck.
and just kind of takes a step back as though anything in this place is almost like poison to it. And just waits for you to do something. The keys are sitting on the floor about 5 feet in front of it.
I'm just gonna pray to Tempest and be like, please.
Take the keys and unlock her.
and I'm gonna reach down and grab the key.
Doesn't respond.
And I'm gonna go unlock her.
So you have to walk around him. It's one of those awkward, like almost subway passes.
Yeah.
As you're like, oh god, just go. Ashton is a beefy paladin. Like,
Yeah,
he's a tough mother.
I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah,
because
like,
I
you've
know what
seen
he
a
can
little
do.
bit of what he can do.
Yeah.
And you can just hear this thing, and it's this. His normal breathing is normal, but this thing's almost like just as you
Luke, I
pass
have
by.
no fun.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
You
like
get
that.
by and crouch down, pull up the wrist of the withered
And
corpse
I'm going to be
of
very,
Seraphim,
very gentle with her.
Respectfully.
Very respectful.
and you roll a d10.
Oh, god damn it.
It's the infinite key ring, which can unlock any door.
They only
Five.
wanted
With
to
the
pay
same
one
10
lock.
lock keys.
5.
Straight.
Let's see how many tries it's going to be patient. Okay, keep going.
1.
You can sense the heat rising from the ghost possessed
start,
Ashton. And as you get
I
to
start getting a
the
little
first one doesn't
anxious.
work, and you're looking over, and it's just almost ready. The second one,
It worked?
it worked.
Ah! Yes.
The shackles fall apart, fall aside. The corpse is released.
I'm going to gently pick her up.
You kind of
and-
start to cradle her, and even before you can finish that, you just feel this pressure as you crumple to the ground. Just thump. Ashton falls down in a heap behind you as this presence just presses right past you, bowls you over, knocking you over. As you see this
I'm going to skid her
ethereal
away.
ghost just wrap this body and hold it and cradle it and wipe its withered gray hair, and it was probably once long and silver, and just and he just fades. There's no more ghosts in the room. The
I'll rush
Sarah
over
Falk
to
falls down.
Ashton.
I'm like, good job.
Are you okay?
Yes.
What the hell?
Normally I'm more resistant to that, but somehow that presence just squeezed on into my brain. Oh
I
wow.
hope you don't mind that I didn't feel like I should be fighting it because I would have been
you did the
fighting
right
you.
thing. You did the right thing. So anyways,
Is it done? Is he gone?
How long does divine sense last?
One turn.
one turn.
Okay, so yep.
You don't know.
Well,
You don't know.
you know what? I mean, I have one left, but regardless, whether it's here or not, I think it's our duty to take these two bodies out of here and
I
put them to
agree.
proper rest.
I agree.
All right. So you spend.
I'll take her.
Sure.
Okay. I'll lift up my halberd, walk over, and take his body.
Sure. So you guys unshackle his body and take hers, and you start descending the stairs. And at that point, we're going to pause with you guys.
Okay.
Henrietta,
Hi.
you and the rest of the group make your way down to. That was level 4, so you're now down to level 5.
Great.
Yeah, go for it. You got. Oh, as you've got just enough time to bash your knee against the table, really hard or medium hard.
Looks really hard.
That looked pretty hard.
It was my ankle.
Oh. So while she's hobbling herself, so you're down there with the troop of people.
Yeah.
I think we're up to 14. I
You
said.
said 14. I don't know if we got
Yeah,
more
I think
since
it's
then. I don't
14.
know. We don't have keys anymore, I
Yeah,
guess.
you don't have keys anymore. Plus, you don't actually see any. At this point, you see on one side of the rectangle hallway is kind of the standard prison cells and stuff. There seems to be kind of a guard restroom, like break room down here, and there is actually a. By the smell of it, you can tell it's some kind of privy.
Okay.
And you towards the left as you walk around.
Is there anything down here to guard?
There were a couple of like cells, but
Okay.
as you work your way around to the left, you can see the walls are different. It's a. We'll do a perception check for me.
There's no light down here. It's just what we
Just
have,
what you're
right?
carrying.
Yeah, so it's not like I don't assume
Actually, no,
that.
there would have been 2 more lanterns down here, just like above all the other.
Yeah, I was
places.
wondering if this place seems populated because it seemed like it was like, oh, no one goes down to the 5th level. That's what it seemed like to me, but you're saying there's stuff lit?
No one that you know of is held down here.
Right.
But this is where that guard had walked all the way down just to keep an eye, and then walked all the way back.
Sure.
When he jumped.
Okay, that makes sense. 14.
14?
Yeah.
There's definitely dust in the hallways, not near the guard room and the privy, and it seems like it's not very well traveled.
Sure.
The path through to the lantern is clear, but other than that, it doesn't look like guards even venture beyond the bathroom and the little break area.
Sure.
As you work your way around to the left, the gray stone kind of gives way to a lighter color. Mm-hmm. And then there is a large double door set in the middle of what would have normally been a vault of cells, but like maybe 3 or 4 cells would have fit on this wall. It's just solid stone all the way along. And then there's a door pretty much in the center of it.
Okay. So the information I'm acting on, and apparently the one prisoner also said he had some information. Between that, do we know what we're looking for?
Looking for
these tunnels, but I don't know.
You could ask the big guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have some knowledge and he's got knowledge. We'll talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Maddie used to say he would have to come down here. They'd bring him down. And he's part of a dig crew. He used to dig all night and come back. He'd be filthy and exhausted. And him and a bunch of the other short stay folks, if you take my meaning.
Yeah, part of me says just keep going, we'll get there eventually, but it might be, hidden somewhere, and we've passed it for all I know. Do you know anything more specific? Do I know anything more specific? Like I'm asking you.
The big guy's just like, well, he said you had to go down and through some kind of cellar type place and some kind of storage type cellar, and then he said they was digging from there. He was always exhausted when he came back, not too talky, but that's all. But he said there was some kind of tunnel they'd been digging down through and to, something like that.
I suppose there's no harm in keep going. If we end up hitting a dead end, we can always turn around.
He's sometimes gone for a while, a couple days at a time. So, said it was pretty deep. And he thought maybe out. He always used to say if he could get away from the local guard, he could hide in a side tunnel and maybe make his escape. Always bragging about that.
I thought it did go out somewhere.
Well, that's what he thought. But he never mentioned he got out.
Well, you were saying that
Didn't
he's
come
still
back.
digging it, so
Well,
if it's still a work in progress, that's not as helpful.
This was like better on a month ago. He was executed 2 weeks back.
Well, let's push on then.
Yeah.
I'll try the doors.
He said that
Okay.
people on the gang were the ones with the final ticket. None of us on a short term, like month or a couple of years stay. None of us were brought down. Just those who they knew were going to be taken out. Executed.
Right.
You guys get to this big double door. It doesn't appear to be locked.
Great.
The two of you take a door and press on through. It opens with a loud creaking noise. Enter Sirenscape here. With
Double the noise. Do it twice.
Oh, it's true. Hold on. Here, let's do it. I can do this. Give me a sec. Here we go. It's a really big door.
Big door! A lot of leverage.
Echoing in the hallways around. Inside is a not super tall room. It's probably only about 10, maybe 12 feet tall. Vaulted ceilings, though. So on both sides, it's like a low vaulted ceiling, so it's bearing a lot of weight.
Oh, okay.
There are pillars probably every 10 feet. Maybe every 15 feet at a glance. And it's stretching on probably you would have to guess probably at least 40 feet wide, because that's where the light ends. Do you have dark vision?
No.
So that's where the light ends. So you can't see beyond that. It disappears in the darkness. The room does continue beyond that, with pillars about every 15 feet throughout. So 15 feet from this door, first 2 pillars, 15 beyond, and also the other ways. So it's deep underground.
It's not just a tunnel anymore.
Not a tunnel.
Is what you're saying.
Wide open.
Okay.
The center way definitely has scuffed footprints and mud, and beyond that, into the darkness, you don't see any tracks or anything at a glance. It's stone floor, but it looks like it had like mud on it at some point, or like a cave in or something. It's very quite dirty, but you can tell that it is worked stone.
I'm curious where it goes off to, but it's not what we're here for. So we just keep going.
So you keep going back around the hall, and it. So you go back out around the rectangle hall, or down through this large chamber?
You said that there's like one way that has like footprint, basically, like
yeah,
stuff,
oh yeah,
like,
straight.
It's
through
like
the
a beaten
big
path.
room.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm thinking following that. Did you say there was another way to go that I missed?
No, just you take a glance and you see that the hallway does wrap around in the rectangle and back to the stairs where you started.
Oh yeah, okay. I want to go into the.
Okay, so you go down through the big room.
Yeah.
It's echoing through, and you do hear a couple of skaters here and there. Go ahead and do a perception check for me.
Actually, is there... This is like stone floors. There's not like rubble, right?
It's not rubble, but it's definitely.
Can I find
not
like pebbles?
clean. Oh yeah, definitely.
I would like to leave a trail of light pebbles. Cast a cantrip on light, drop it. Can you do multiple of those? You can,
do
right?
one light spell at a time.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay,
When
I'll
cast
believe
the next
you.
one, but you can leave a pebble trail, like distinctly.
Okay, I'll just do that instead then.
Okay.
That's better. I can remember the. Because I know it's not concentration, but it's it's one of those weird things like
when you
prestidigitation has like 3 uses, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Same
have
concept.
prestidigitation,
I don't have that. I don't think. I doubt I do.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised.
So you kind of mark your trail as you go, and do you want to take the lead? Do you want to take the back? What do you want? Or you can tell the other people what they want to do. They seem to be deferring to you.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
I mean, you are the one who unlocked them.
Hey, I will take lead as long as I don't know how like together we are. Obviously, I don't want it to be one of those things where just everyone at the back just slowly gets killed until they get up to me. Something that's following us. But
you
hey,
guys have to be in a.
you got to be in the front or the back. It's gonna happen.
Out by at least, let's say, 20 feet by
Sure.
10, like 20 feet long by 10.
I'll
and you can
rely
all
on my
cram in that.
ears and my amazing wisdom of 8. So yeah, I'll just take point. I'll be front.
All right.
I don't know if like anyone who is exceptionally frail, I want to be near me.
Okay.
Right? There's like the child. There's
The
Tien,
child and Tien
and
drunk.
Greg as well because he's like beaten to crap.
Well, he's actually at full health now.
Yeah, but
He's a
you
little-
know,
he's a little shaken.
I
up
know him too.
emotionally. That's fair. I don't remember if you had a weapon of any kind.
I don't. No.
Okay.
Well,
There
I think
were
I-
two guards,
It might have been
so
like a
you
mace.
could have a
I think that
dagger
we had
or
like
mace.
there was maces
There
we
were
picked
kind of
up,
extras.
but I don't know if I was
could have a
actually
dagger,
carrying
for
one.
sure, if you
I'm a
want.
grappler. I don't really use my
That's fair.
weapons
Oh,
anyway,
you don't need
so
that.
I'm not super concerned about that.
All right.
I mean, like the big guy has a mace because one of us gave it to him, which I think was actually Ashton since he got his halberd. But you know,
Well, the big guy, he got the mace.
I
So-
think that other people, if I have a mace, someone else has it.
So if you're kind of taking the lead, the big guy's like, I'll watch the back. So he goes towards the back to kind of watch the rear end and shepherd them forward, and you're kind of taking point. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys go trekking off into the darkness. Greg happily takes the lantern and is holding that up, so you get a little bit of light from that.
Nice.
And you've got light spells.
I do have a light spell. I would like one to be like at both ends, so people aren't walking in darkness.
Absolutely.
But if you want to give a lantern and a light spell,
Yep,
great,
that's totally
awesome.
fine.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you guys go walking. You walk 20, 30, 40 feet, 60 feet.
Keeping out an eye for if this path suddenly stops or changes direction, or if I hear anything. Just
Pretty much
generally,
straight-
give
straight
me
as
passive
arrow.
perception on.
As you're going through, you pick up kind of shambled, broken wood off in the peripheral vision on both sides for a little while. You kind of take one of your pebbles, light it up, chuck it over there, or
Sure.
You see broken barrels. You see boxes, mostly rotten bags. A couple of rats are scurry off.
I don't think I can talk to rats. Let's keep
If
going.
only you were a gnome.
Yeah.
So you keep going. You get 60 feet, 70 feet. Just on the edge of the light at this point, you can see there is a far wall.
Okay.
And there, instead of a door there's probably 15 right to the roof, and then a little bit more. It's chipped away. You see a dark outline of a hole.
Nice.
At least 20 feet wide. And a cavern continues past that point. You see piles of dirt off to one side or the other, lots of muddy footprints on the ground, long dried. You see broken pickaxes, a couple of broken shovels, a couple of good shovels, and then and basically a hole going further in.
Well, I turn around to address everyone basically. Hi, here we are.
Your voice echoes unusually loudly in this in the hall.
Suppose this is what we're looking for. Do you want to? I don't know what's safer for everyone. We can either all go in, or I can take a look and come back. If anyone has a preference.
They all just kind of look at each other nervously as they're weighing whether it would be worse to stay here or worse to go ahead. They seem to be...
I won't leave you. You have that much.
Roll... I'll let you roll either persuasion, deception, or performance.
Cool. I'll roll persuasion.
I won't
23.
leave you. 23?
Yeah, I got 10 to
Wow.
that. It's the one thing I'm good at.
They are
That's right. There's two
persuaded.
things I'm good at.
They're just like... And you see the you pick up in the echoes, the tiefling mom kind of pats the daughter and is like, it's okay, she's gonna come back for us. Okay.
Okay.
You and
So
Greg's
know
like,
which is better though.
I'm coming with you.
All right. If anything happens. All right. So there's pickaxes and stuff.
Yep.
If anyone doesn't have a weapon, that's a
Yeah.
that's a statted thing in the book.
Tiefling grabs a broken handle of something and hacks it like a good club.
I will take a
The daughter
shovel
picks up a
because it
bunch
sounds
of
like
rocks.
there might be something that we have to dig. So I will take a shovel just to have.
Sure. So you guys gear up for a few seconds,
Yeah.
and you press on into the cavern.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely a lot more cramped in here. Definitely, it's been reinforced in a few places with wood, but other than that, it's pretty much just this winding, kind of rough-hewn tunnel.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if we end up just finding this is a dead end and then having to go back and say, "Cool, sorry."
Go ahead and do a perception check for me,
All right.
and you'll have advantage because Greg is helping.
Nice, awesome. That is a 17. That is not a 17.
All right. So you're going through, and you kind of think that to yourself, and as you're coming through, and that one tunnel does end, and then another one drops off to your right, and it constantly descending. You hear something in the darkness down to the right.
I did hear
That's my
that.
phone and Sirenscape spending a plot point. Do an insight check.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
Let's see. I should know this.
that made my stomach trip.
I think I'm proficient in this, so that's a 13, but I'll double check. Yeah, that's a 13.
If you were one of the other prisoners, it would have made sense.
Mm-hmm.
It would have blended in.
Sure.
Just this gnawing, empty hunger presses its way into your mind. But you're fresh here.
Do I have a moment to divine sense? Because I also have that ability.
If you want to, sure.
I will do so. I will spend a charge of that.
All right. I'll let you
Breathe deep.
roll with advantage then. Re-roll that insight.
Okay, sure. But I don't So, I mean,
Okay, I'm
sure,
just giving that
you can
to
address that.
17 plus bunches.
It's just +2.
Okay,
So
19.
19.
It is. If anything, it's more of a feeling and an image. Again, you see almost through a dirty camera lens, obscured treasure. You see gold. You see a small edge of a gilded frame. And at the same time, you sense this welling hunger within you.
Do I actually detect a thing that is available in Divine Sense?
What does Divine Sense let you see again?
It is
Undead,
fiends, celestials,
Celestials.
and undead. It's just those 3. Yeah.
1 second. I'm not giving anything away by doing this.
And no,
For the record, the listeners, I'm flipping frantically through the monster manual.
Yeah.
No pixies.
No pixies.
What is it again?
Undead, fiends,
Fae.
celestials.
There's
Oh,
no
is it
fae.
celest-
No fae.
no fae.
Okay. All you get is that for a moment this overwhelmed you, and now it is gone.
Okay.
Next to you, you hear Greg's stomach growl, and he's just like, oh. And he starts taking almost a few steps hurriedly, almost involuntarily forward, down towards that slightly sloping tunnel to the right.
Okay. Put a hand on his shoulder.
He kind of almost snaps out of her a second, like, I think this is the way we should go. This is good. I got a good feeling about this.
What?
Are you hungry? Do you have a sandwich? They hit me so hard, and
I cast a spell magic on him.
I didn't mean to. All right then. He takes an audible gasp. He's like,
I guess I should probably do it fancy just almost I got a stupid
pulls out
whistle.
his kazoo.
It's a bar
Wait. It's like a lullaby basically, right? It's just calm down.
He kind of blinks, and he's just like,
Are you okay? Tell me what you actually feel.
because of you, he had advantage. First roll 3. Second roll, natural 20.
Whoa!
He now takes an involuntary step back from the darkness in front, kind of pressing against a hand against you and trying to pull you back to him. He's like, there's something down there. I saw it. I saw gold, and treasures, and a lot of muck, and a tentacle.
Was there any other way to go? Was this it?
I think
We might have to go through.
there is a way out. I did see a flash of an opening and a smell of fresh air.
Let's go back. Maybe the others have caught up.
Okay.
So we go back. We gotta be all we didn't leave. We're still here. Hi. This is what we've learned. Right.
As you come through the tunnel, they all kind of flex, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, okay, it's just you guys." Okay, at this point, by now, you guys come trundling down the stairs, carrying your respective bodies. Because your telepathy is allowing you to call ahead, I'm going to say you don't get the startle attack from the big guy.
Okay.
You get
That's
word
not scary.
they're coming
Having
back.
a voice in your head suddenly. Yeah. Cool. I mean, we show up and I'm just
Yeah.
All
While
right,
we're-
you guys reunite.
While we're walking down, though, I'm gonna tell Ashton about the feeling that I got when we were outside of that room before we opened the door.
She got a weird sense of hunger and a flash of treasure, but it faded. She thought it was the ghost, but it wasn't.
It was not.
Bum bum bum.
You guys reconvene in the big, empty, open hallway at the bottom. It's weird. It's so wide open. You would feel like that would make you feel safer.
No.
But because of all the pillars, you're like,
and there's so many shadows cast by the 4 or 5 lanterns and your light spell. It's just like constant flickering and panic. It's a weird thing. You almost don't want to walk off this path. You could, of course, explore if you feel like it.
Well, sure. I mean, we are just sort of assuming that we meet up. I don't know if everyone else had the same decisions that I did coming here this far. Do you explore, or do you...
There's not much to explore, and I'm going to say with your telepathy, you can pretty easily figure out where they are.
So she mentioned not part of the undead, a flash of images.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use a plot point because I spent an inordinate amount of time in a haunted mine with visions and illusions.
Okay.
Against a necromancer. So I'm basically I've seen a lot of this kind of thing.
Okay.
Oddly enough, there were no ghosts that possessed me while I was in the mines, but a lot of illusions, visions, things that meant something in a cold, dank place.
Okay, absolutely.
And so I'm going to try to make sense of what she just told me in terms of the visions, and if that is related to either some type of undead creature, some type of necromancer or spell, or a vision of the past.
Or a future.
Or future.
It's not a vision of the past. It's not a vision of the future. It sounds to you like almost like a vision of a present viewpoint of something lurking in the darkness, calling out instinctually, tempting people. Oh, come down.
Yeah,
come here.
Yeah, like gold and like
riches.
And riches.
There are things that lurk in the bottom of pits and holes and hunger and wait until appropriate prey comes by.
Do I get a sense if this is an undead creature or some other type of creature?
It's not undead. You've heard of these aberrant horrors that have found their way up, often from below.
Well played.
Okay.
You don't know exactly, but you've heard of these kinds of beings can lurk in places where there may be an excess of waste or bodies or prey.
Okay. I will relay that to Rochelle.
All right. You guys are meeting in the room? You're all back
I
together
suppose
again?
so. It sounds like you'll meet up. Yeah.
Yeah, without too much effort.
There's not really
Couple
anything
minutes.
here. If we have to wait a bit, I basically just said, we think we found a way out, but looks like we might have to go back past something dangerous. I'd like to wait for the others. And then we would.
Yeah. Okay. You guys show up. You've now swapped stories after whisperedly in the hall. A couple of the people also seem to be. They're eager to get out. You can hear them kind of whispering away to each other, but they're happy to wait because it seems relatively safe where you are currently.
Okay.
Do a perception check, everybody.
I have a pretty calming presence. That's a wet one.
That is a natural one.
I'm very busy with
You're so
keeping
calm,
people.
You're calm.
Oh yeah, I'm so calm. It'll be fine.
16.
I gotta play up that confidence.
10.
All right. You hear a couple of like rats crawling amongst the supplies. A couple of the prisoners have kind of moved, unless you stop them, decide to go over with a lantern or two and just kind of dig through some of the stuff that's there. It's mostly old, rotten supplies that nobody really wants, but there is a couple of usable items here. Besides the clubs, there's a couple of cloaks, several sacks that they just kind of grab. None of the food that was stored here looks any good anymore. Doesn't stop people from trying a couple of mouthfuls and then spitting it out in the corner. It's definitely old storeroom type stuff, but that's it.
That's all I see.
That's all you got so far.
I will whisper them not to wander too far. I will mention there's something to get to freedom. There's something down there that hunts.
The tiefling pulls her daughter away from the chest and kind of huddles up near the presence of the big guy.
Very smart.
He grips his hands on the mace. She kind of cracks a few knuckles.
Greg, can you stay with them while we go in there?
Yeah. He has a pickaxe.
I'm going to pass the corpse to one of the people and mention that I expect them to...
The big guy takes it.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, he can pretty easily take both of them.
Okay, good.
So he takes them both and looks at you guys and then looks down and it's like... they gather up some of the old sacks and cloth and kind of wrap them a little bit.
And I'll just say we promised that we would bury them out of this place.
Cool. He gives a nod and then starts working with them and a couple of the others. Tien comes over and looks at them and says a prayer and starts performing basic rites on them and yeah, that's it.
I was wondering actually if there's a little time before we head in there, and I saw these bodies. Can I try and figure out like what they were? Like they're not human, presumably.
They were Eladrin.
Oh, I just couldn't know that. Great, thanks. I thought you were gonna make me roll. Okay, cool.
All right, so you guys are going ahead.
Yeah, I
Crew
say
behind
it's
in a
this way.
relatively safe
I
place.
lead them in. I'm carrying a shovel still.
All right,
I probably
so-
should switch for a pick, but I'm not gonna.
That's all right. So you guys go ahead. What's the marching order? No reason.
I think I'm front, just because I was like I already scouted it out. This is the way to go, unless you like convince me otherwise.
Okay, I'll actually go right behind you.
Yeah,
Because
Cleric bringing
I
up-
can reach.
yeah. No, that makes sense.
True.
Yeah,
Duck.
and then
Duck
your
again.
spellcasters from the back.
I think me and
On your left.
the big guy would be.
Actually, the big guy was going to stay back for now.
Yeah, I think we can have both.
Oh, you mean Ashton?
Oh no, I thought he was going to come with us, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, Greg and him.
I'll
are
go
gonna
in the
stay
back.
and keep them safe in case something weird happens while we're.
It's about 10 to 15 feet wide in places, so you guys can, yeah, no problem. So you guys are walking down this tunnel. It's definitely humid down here. It's getting warmer as you move away from the haunted floor, and you guys end up pressing on to that spot where the Y junction, the one side ends shortly after it splits. That one looked like it was more recently being excavated, by the way.
Okay.
The one that dead-ended.
Okay.
And then the one that winds down to the right looks a little bit older.
Right, they might have been looking for like an alternative way so they don't have to go past this thing. That makes sense.
So you guys are going for a little while, and along the way you just see a bit more evidence of like it's had foot traffic down here. It's very moist. At a couple points you see some like pick marks in the walls, and as you're walking along, like there's just this. The moisture's dripping down to the point where it's got a little bit of a trickle through the floor, almost like a perpetual puddle down the middle strip that seems to be getting ever so slightly wider.
Is it still cold, or was that just ghost stuff?
That was ghost stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's pretty warm down here.
Cool.
at this
Good.
point.
Just figured, but should
Absolutely. So
I figured we like talked about that. Like, hey, how'd the thing go? What happened? Oh, you actually exercised. Oh, good job. Nice. You didn't kill it. Cool. All right. Anyway.
So as you guys are pressing on for quite a while, it does start to get. It's going for a while, and then it.
Oh, have we gone further than I went last time?
You did.
We already
You're
have.
past
Okay,
that
cool. I
at
wasn't
that
sure if there was like
Do-
everyone needs to save or anything.
Do perception checks for me.
Sure.
Again.
Most important role of the game. I mean, skill.
Not my best.
Same roll.
16 again.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
With that's a dirty 20.
Nice. I had
Nice.
5.
All right, so you definitely hear the water trickling over, and it seems to be going over an edge ahead. So you start to, not a very steep edge or anything. It doesn't seem to be falling very far, not like a rumble or anything.
Just like watch your
Right.
step.
But there is some kind of trickling ahead of water rushing over an edge. At this point, there is paths on either side. It's about 10 feet wide, but about 2 feet down the middle is pretty much perpetual little river type thing.
Sure.
And as you keep going, because you noticed it, you slowed them down. Nobody has to do anything. You get to the top of a drop that's probably a good maybe 10 feet, but not straight down. It's like kind of jumbly over a few things.
Okay.
So
It's a slope.
Yeah.
and the tunnel seems to continue after a slight widening at the bottom. You guys are at the top.
Yeah, that's cool. Do we want to proceed with caution?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys just do athletics checks to get down in a.
Can I
pretty
like
slick
try
down here.
to like help somebody to give them a hand? Can I like maybe take disadvantage to give someone else advantage? Can I do like that? That sounds fun.
Or yeah, if you want to, sure, let's do that.
All right. I assume Rochelle's worse at this, but I don't know if that's true or not.
You assume correctly.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're both great.
I've got a +3.
Okay.
+7.
Yeah.
I'm worse than you.
Yeah. So I'll like,
Sure, go ahead.
Try to like steady you.
Honestly, disadvantage can't hurt you. You keep rolling.
I got-
these and twos, man.
Well, also I got a +10 to this.
Oh, okay, go for it. That's right, you're athletic.
Okay,
17.
that helps.
And 10. So I got
I have a
20. You managed to do okay.
I have a 3 and an 18.
An 18, so
18, 19,
brings it
20,
21.
21.
17.
Nice. All three of you make it no problem.
Bardic expertise.
And you kind of slow down and grab her by the cloak at one point, just to ease that last few feet.
Yeah, I'm like, lean on me, you know, so it's like making it harder for me, but easier for her. Yeah.
When you're not strong. Come on, that was a perfect bard moment. Anyway, sorry, the bard in me
I just do
came
hymns.
up with
I don't do like
Yeah,
rock
yeah.
ballads.
Yeah, I have the Bowie bard.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you make it down to the bottom, no problem. It definitely gets a little bit wider down here, and the ceiling gets a little bit lower. Winding ahead through a couple of tunnels, you have another split, left or right.
goes
So
left.
previously we were talking about possibly being able to feel fresh air. Was that just like from the sense of the like brain stuff, or can we actually like detect
that
the way
was the
stuff
brain
is going?
stuff, but you can try.
I would love to try.
Yeah,
And while he's trying that, I'm gonna try to tap into that
that feeling.
feeling
Okay.
to see. I'm guessing insight.
Because you're
That's
actually
what-
calling to it, or are you just kind of listening harder?
Is it a saving throw? Is that what you're going to tell me? Or saying?
Are
Well,
you
in
doing
the
are you
past-
doing essentially a perception, or are you going to be doing a persuasion?
Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
I don't think it would be. I think it would be more of a perception
Okay, go ahead and roll
than
perception.
persuasion.
Sure.
I mean,
I will let
don't
you
feel
roll
like-
a telepathic perception because we're into home rule territories, folks.
Hey, I mean, we're going for aberrations, right? You got to lean into it.
That just nice.
2021.
21.
Cool.
You just tune your ear to that, and you just hear. It's almost like it's not that, but you know when Frodo would hear Gollum muttering to himself.
Yeah.
It's almost like you can hear that, and you just hear this gibbering kind of gibbering.
You're not allowed to use the word gibbering. It makes people always assume it's a gibbering mouther.
I know it's not. You just hear this quiet burble of kind of almost.
In a language I don't understand. Probably.
It's not exactly a language, but you get a series of sensations of like.
You're going full on flump.
I'm gonna stop them and tell them
Yeah, we're like at
What
the
I'm-
different like
feeling.
puddle mouths being like, does this one feel like it's got more wind coming through it or not? I don't know.
You're licking your palms and holding them up.
And then you're just like, wait, no, I got something.
All right, what did you get on your
I got a
perception?
14. You
I
got
got a
a
15.
15? 14, 15, you guys compare notes and you're like, no, you try this one. You kind of
I don't know, they seem very similar.
They do seem very, very similar. At which point she's just like, this has a strong sensation of being down and to the right.
I did always say evil goes left.
Down and to the right is where you get this sense of this aberrant voice in
I'm
the
gonna
dark.
let them know that it's to the right.
Well, I'm pretty sure that way out is
Something to the
past
right.
it. So I guess we go towards.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So you guys
Really? This is what we want to do? We don't want to try to avoid. Okay.
But the way out might be past it.
And even if it's not,
Well, what about this way? This way could be the way out. And that is just a trap.
maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Or maybe it'll hurt someone.
I don't know.
Find out.
Well,
You
you're
guys
right.
get to pick.
We could just try to kill it. It's something pretty icky.
If you want to wait here, I'll go on ahead.
No, I'm not afraid of it.
That's not
I'm
what I
just
meant. I'm sorry.
telling you. Fine, let's just go.
At this point, you're 15 and 14 pick. That's hilarious. That was the sound effect, by the way. The 15 and 14, you hear that from directly behind you.
Oh.
You turn around,
Yeah.
and the drunk is like, oh, excuse me. That's hilarious. That's just the sound effect of
that's
Sirenscape. But
awesome.
he's like standing there. He's got a half-broken pickaxe in his hand. He's like, hey guys, it looks like you could use some help.
Nope.
And I don't.
Divine sense. You need to see if it's possessed or something weird.
No.
It's not? Okay.
No,
I'll mark
he's
it
just
off.
a drunk.
They let him go, so
Yeah.
and, there might have been something.
He was relatively sneaky. You can
Sure.
probably get the
I'm
idea.
fine with that. Look, I got 5 a day. I'm going to use it.
Listen,
Now
I
you
don't want the
stumbling
drunk
forward.
around me.
Oh, who died and made you guys chancellors? Huh? Alright, I want out just as much as the rest of you guys. Side note. I don't know if I can leave this sound effects going. How drunk do you have to be drunk weeks later? I'm just saying.
I don't
I
know.
was
I'm
gonna
about to
say.
cast a
like
spell on
brain
him.
drunk.
I go up to him.
Okay. Just like,
He was somehow.
I don't want to stay back and die with those idiots. I want to come with you guys.
You need to stay calm, okay?
Alright.
I keep slipping into my other voice and it's weirding me out and I hate it. I cast Lesser Restoration.
Alright.
I'm gonna sober up.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I gotta stop using these spells. Like, I only have utility spells. It's not fine.
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
matter. It's
He
not a
kinda
waste.
pulls back his arm. He's like, I'm fine. I'm good. Let's go.
Okay. Just stay quiet,
God.
please.
Alright, what's your names anyway?
Just ignore him. And let's go down to the right.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you guys. As you guys start walking away, he's like, nice
Well,
to meet you
you
too.
guys
My name
walk-
is New.
Yeah, I
Nubisaur, if anybody wanted to know. Which is a listener's name. Thank you, by the way, for the sub.
And Henrietta. Don't call me Hen.
Well, thanks, him.
Did he bring a weapon?
He's
He
got
brought
a
pick, you said?
pickaxe.
Okay.
Looks a little worse for wear, but it's a pickaxe.
You should probably stay close, but
Alright.
not too close.
Alright.
Well, you'll see. I think that you guys went on, so I'm in the back now.
Alright, so you guys go ahead.
I'll be in the front.
So you're moving forward, and as you go, you definitely pick up the sounds of burbling. If it weren't for the fart sounds, this would have been perfect. There it is. I don't know why they built that in, but that's awesome.
It's
I'm
just,
okay with it.
gas escape.
It's funny. Yeah, it's just what's his name?
Not anymore.
Nubisaur. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you a flatulent rogue drunk. I'm sorry, it just kind of happened. All right.
I guess you can still be flatulent.
Yeah. So anyway, you
Can't
guys.
lesser restorate that.
All right, you guys go moving forward. It is definitely getting slicker and more damp, and as you go on, you are going to need to do. Let's do dexterity saves.
Dex saves. This is just like not slipping, huh?
Yeah. No, it definitely is getting harder and harder, and you're at least ankle deep at this point, and it's still on a descent.
Just so you
it's like
know, if
walking
you're
through
within
rapids.
10 feet of me, you get +3 to your save.
It is a save.
Oh,
that is true.
excellent, and I am.
But there's no way I can like
Because I was right behind you.
get all athletic up in this, huh?
Ooh!
All right.
21, 22.
22. You are doing
19.
fine.
I'm
You're
like
doing
just,
okay.
you know,
Oh,
surfing down.
Well, assuming I can't, just athletics my way through this challenge, that is how much did I get bonus?
+3.
That's an 8.
You get an 8. All right, you're all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The rocks kind of give way a little bit, and there's a
Trying
bit
to
of
brace
a
myself.
mudslide, and Nubisaur's like, careful, it's kind of slick. He's fine. He's
The
sobered
drunk
up,
is
and
fine.
He's
of
not
course.
drunk
He's not
anymore.
drunk now.
Yeah, you fit.
You lose your footing as
Sure,
a rock goes
yeah.
up from under you.
Bigger they are, harder they fall.
Splash and go sliding off down into the darkness.
Nice.
It's on a pretty solid descent, like probably a good. Probably a good 50-60 degree angle right now.
Oh.
So you're kind of tumble. Go ahead. Well, if you have acrobatics, you can roll it.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I have it. I keep forgetting.
You're a
forgetting
bard.
to add my jack of all trades. That would have been a 9.
You still would have failed to save.
So as you go tumbling down, you can roll acrobatics if you want to.
Sure, why
You might
not?
not be great at it, but you can still try.
Is it 18?
18. So you do take half.
Great.
So as you go tumbling ass over tea kettle down this mucky thing, you end up taking 3 damage.
Great.
That's halved already.
Yes.
As you
I saw
go
the die.
down through and splash at the bottom.
Uh-oh.
Cool.
You come up and you're in at least like rib cage deep
Yeah.
sludgy
I
water.
feel like we're fighting Chet the monster or something with that farting sound effect.
Yeah, sorry, I can find something else.
I thought you switched it, and then I kept hearing it again. I was
No,
like, wait a minute.
it's still the basic. I just kind of like the sewer idea.
Yeah.
Because I got a little tired of the dungeon death, so we might go back to that because that was just ridiculous.
It just
All right.
makes me.
Well,
think
let
of
me
Chet.
assess the situation.
Actually, you know what? It does apply in this case, so we'll go back to our stinky sewer. It's not. Nubasaur's like, hey, that smell wasn't me, eh? Oh shit.
Literally.
Cool. I look up. What do I see?
It's really dark down here. Your lantern is out.
I mean, I think I
You
was the
can
one with
cast
the light
light.
spell. I
Okay, you
probably
got a
still have
little
it
rock
on
of
me, right?
light.
Yeah.
You hold it up, and it's this. It definitely widens open into this almost underground kind of lake.
Sure.
But it's only about waist to chest deep. Is bubbling and burbling as you're sitting here, and there's thick stretches of.
Is there anywhere I can, like, solid ground I can, like, try and pull myself up onto? Just, like,
from
before I
behind you,
sit
there's
here
like
for
a pile
a
of
minute looking
rocks that you kind of come tumbling down.
so I'll try and
you
get
can
some,
go back
like,
towards
I'll try and
them.
get some solid ground before I assess the situation.
All right, so you look for some solid ground and you start moving back that way. Everybody else is descending slowly.
Yes.
No reason. Just go ahead and. What's your passive perception? Actually, I'll let you roll perception. That would be fair.
Okay.
The water is
All of
definitely
us?
burbling.
Or
Just 10.
You think I can't use that passive? Rolled a 3. It's 5 total.
The water's just gently burbling and like there's mushrooms and weird underground growth.
Honestly, I'm glad I roll perception low all the time.
You roll
Like,
everything though, man.
I
don't know,
just-
you're the gift.
I mean, everything
Yeah.
I'm bad at, I'm rolling low. And
It's
everything
so
I'm good
good
at, I'm
for
rolling good.
stories.
Which is
All right.
great because it's always weird to be like, I'm bad at this thing, and roll 18, 18, 18. It's like, anyway,
All
it's
right.
a 5 total.
5 total. You have muck in your eyes.
Ah, man. Ah.
It's
Ugh.
nasty and stinky. Good cue. Oh, that one was brutal.
It's like squeegeeing
That-
it off my face.
That's a pant changer, is what that was. As you hear that as. What's your armor class right now without your normal?
I believe it is 14. I looked at it recently.
Does a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Alright, a tentacle stretches out of the burbling darkness, wraps and bashes you, doing 5 damage? Nope, 4 damage, and it's got spines on the end of it that dig into you, doing
probably
another
listen to
4
this.
damage.
Okay, great.
Oh, sorry, another 3, so a total of 7.
Great.
You are
Mental math.
you are an athletics monster, so
I am.
this normally wouldn't happen, but I will allow you're braced for it. I will allow you to do an athletics contest to see if you are grappled.
Oh, instead of just the auto
Normally, a
grapple? That's
hit
cute.
is an auto grapple, but you are a grappler by nature.
That's a 25.
Wow.
But I can take like disadvantage since it's not a normal roll if that's what you want.
No, that's fine. We'll just do a contested roll and see what happens. You beat a 15. So this tentacle it bashes you, and you just brace yourself, and it does not manage to grapple you.
Well,
So
like
you are
basically, I
neither
like, grab the
respect-
tentacle, like, whoa,
You- Exactly.
Can I see it yet, or is it still under
It's
under
still
the water completely?
What was your perception check again? It was pretty crappy.
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah,
Yeah, so you don't see anything
Okay.
except dim.
I just know
And
there's a tentacle
the light
coming
is-
out of the goop.
As you're trying to stop it from grappling you, you're covering the rock, which is your light source.
Cool.
And so it's just shadows and water and darkness, and
Great.
it's hard stuff. All right.
So you probably hear me start to like talk. Basically, I don't know how far behind me are. Not that far, honestly.
Probably like 20
But I'm
feet
just
above
like,
and back.
Oh, there. All right. Steady now.
You hear some sloshing around in there, and the burbling sounds get worse. And Nubasor's like, "That was definitely not me."
I'll pick up.
Let's take a look at you.
Pick up the pace a little bit to get down there.
All right, do an athletics check to climb down safely. Likewise, Ashton.
Did those already happen? And I just the one who failed? Is that not
Yeah,
what
you're
happened?
the only one who rolled a 4.
We'll have to do it again.
Oh, right. That was a save, and this is a... Well, I don't remember. It's the whole thing.
Another one.
Athletics.
I didn't get to do
Athletics
athletics.
to
I
climb
didn't
down
do a
safely.
save. That's why I failed.
Oh, yeah.
24.
You.
And as I'm going, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on me.
Nice.
Do we get anything added to this again, or no? That's
No,
all
just
dex
straight up
saves.
as a check, yeah.
All right. Well,
This is a
that's
climbing
like
check,
that's a
essentially.
7 there, folks.
All right, so you lose your grip, and you're like, okay, you got this, you got this. At which point, you're like, don't have this. You start going over. Nubasor's hand lances out, grabs you by the back of your scruff of your neck, and pulls you back up. And is like,
Whoa.
easy there. He rolled a 19. So he was just like, nope.
I just look at him and I'm like,
Who are you? Nubasor.
and
I rolled a 24.
and at that point I'm like, thank you.
All right, so
My name's Michelle. Going back.
nice. I like it. I
That's
like
good.
it. So
that's good.
you have no problem moving the 25 feet or so forward to get down into this, or to the edge of this pool.
Yep.
There is a slight lip around the outside, probably 5 or 10 feet.
Great.
Way around.
Okay.
You got to get a little bit through it or over the rocks to get it. And currently, Hen is right at the bottom of this pile of rocks. Wrestling with a large slime-covered tentacle. Do a perception check for me. That's not a lot.
That's a 10.
Sloshing water, bubbling. It's tough to see what's going on down there.
Can I retaliate? Or do I need to wait for initiative?
We're going to do initiative right now.
Okay,
we're
right.
just resolving that. On the next pass, you guys will be able to get down there, but right now, no.
Okay.
He
we
was too
still
busy
roll
saving
the
the ass.
initiative,
Yeah,
though?
roll initiative, though, just so we can track things. Okay, that is the
I am
second
not using
initiative
that
roll
piece
of
crap
1.
die again.
Alright, so 12 plus
Let me
2.
see what
Yeah,
this one
14.
gives me.
Yes, wow.
All right,
That
that's
is
better.
just nasty. All right, what do you got, Ashley?
18.
18, okay. You guys are trading? What did you get? Rochelle?
18.
18
With
twinsies.
a 12 dex, what do you have?
My dex is 13.
So we're both plus 1,
Well,
but
we're
you
both
still...
Yeah, okay, and Hen?
14.
14, okay. And Nubasor? 12. He's actually pretty dexy, but I'll just, we'll call that a 14.
Cool.
Okay. I did promise the guy that we would work him into a game. I think he was expecting a Shadowrun, but we're recording this one. I don't know when we're doing our next Shadowrun, so thanks, Nubasor. And Hen. All right. So, top of the order, Rochelle.
All right. No.
Oh, well, you're down there. Ashton.
Ash.
Okay. Is there like a... How do I see this?
Right at... I guess I could draw, since we're in some
Since
kind
we're
of
kind of
active
probably in the
sketch.
final combat.
So,
All right. I'm going to get out of...
piles of rock, kind of wrapping around a little bit.
I have a couch there.
Okay.
Creature.
And so I'm like, what,
What's your
here?
couch start look like? They just look
Yeah,
like people, right?
you're a
Yeah,
little
really.
bit back.
Okay.
Hen, did you grab a mini?
I have a D6.
Sure, if you prefer to use a D6, that's fine.
I'm like right here at the bottom, like blah blah blah. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's you. You guys are a little bit further back. Is that you?
Sure. I think that's as close as we're going to get, folks.
All right, so you're a little bit further back. You're kind of right there. If you're on the map, but in this case, I drew it a little too
I like
close
this
to the
one.
edge. Yeah, do that one.
Yay.
There's a thin lip around the edge here. The turtle guy can be. There you go.
Okay.
All right, and off into the darkness. And this side is a little lip around. All of this is filled with water. Is sludgy. drink the water. And there's a little trickle of water coming down. There is a large tentacle. Use my phone charger here.
It's a pretty big looking
It's not
tentacle.
quite that large, but that's the idea. The tentacle is wrapping around her, trying to.
It's a roper, actually, the whole time. Who knew?
Okay, so
You can only see a tentacle wrapped around Hen right now, trying to wrap around Hen, correct?
okay,
Yeah.
But not being very successful about it.
all right. So I am going to attack the tentacle.
All right, go for it. Make a roll. This would be a perfect time to have some battle music, but I can't do that from this.
Can I technically target the creature then?
Oh yes, yeah. You can target the target the tentacle. That's fine.
Okay, and that would count as a creature.
Um,
Can I declare an oath of enmity?
Sure. Yeah, you can
It's my
see it.
bonus action. I'm like, all right, this thing's crazy. I declare an oath of enmity on it.
Yeah, it's a. By the way, it's not a thin tentacle. It's almost like a podgy end, almost like a Venus flytrap. And there's spikes on it, and on the end of a long, thick, rubbery, slimy
Alright.
tentacle arm.
Okay, I'm gonna strike the arm.
All right, go for it.
First attack. I'm gonna do a probing strike. Try not to put too much weight into it and hurt Hen.
Appreciate it.
And that would be a 19.
19 hits.
Okay, does 8 damage.
Nice. All right.
Second
What does the Oath of Enmity do again?
bonus advantage.
Okay, cool.
Advantage to my attacks. So, for 10 rounds.
Wow.
Second attack. You know what? I am going to put some weight into it.
Alright.
So I'm going to do great weapon mastery. And I'm glad I did. That would be 21.
Yeah, nice. Yep, that hits.
And I'm going to burn one of my... I'm going to burn a second level spell to smite.
Okay, go for it.
He's gonna kill this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to try to
It's not a small tentacle.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
It disappears into the water. You can't even see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... Do you have D8s?
Oh yeah.
I have a couple D8s. Thanks.
Do you usually remember these things?
Oh, like what it looks like. So you're asking. I don't
So that's
remember
30
looking like
damage.
anything, so probably not.
Okay.
We didn't like fight anything yet.
This
right?
is
We've been,
gourd
like,
being
being
gourd.
pretty
That's
peaceful.
it.
It takes
Yeah.
a heavy slash.
Can't do non-lethal with a
and
spiritual weapon.
it doesn't quite sever the tentacle, but it leaves such a big gash in it. The thing just gives up on Henrietta and retreats back into the water.
Can I hold on to it?
I'll let you do it's not technically an attack of opportunity. I'll let you do a grapple of opportunity.
Oh yeah, that
If
makes
you want
sense. Yeah. I like that idea.
Just to
because
not let it go. It's not technically
grappling
rules, but
is
yeah.
my D20.
It's sorta like
Where'd I
an
put my
attack.
D20? There it is.
Alright.
Yeah. So athletics.
Whoa. Oh. It is contested. How'd you do?
26.
Well, that beats a 17.
Cool.
Oh, hold on. That beats a 17. Alright, so it tries to retreat and you're like, nah.
Yeah, I'm just keeping the hold on there.
So it is unable to retract its tentacle as Hen grabs onto it. The spines puncture your hands a little bit as you go. That's mostly just flavor, but
Cool.
it is not a pleasant
I got some calloused
experience.
hands.
You do. It's definitely pulling you. Your feet drag, and you get a little bit deeper in the water.
Cool.
All right, coming up next, Rachel. Rochelle.
I grab my
It's gonna be
symbol
like 5 of these things.
and
I'll just jump on us.
a spectral, I guess, for this purpose.
I don't know what
I think
Tempest
it,
uses.
yeah. I think it would probably just be
Literally a
kind
lightning
of a
bolt.
warhammer. Or,
Okay.
yeah,
Let's go on like
a
that.
big warhammer.
Sure, spectral, like electrified warhammer with
Yeah,
sparks
with
arcing
blue-
off
I like it. I like it.
Tinging,
Nice.
right? Because the blue thing.
You all vaguely
And,
hear
yeah.
what sounds like a distant thunder rumble.
That is a 9.
9 does not hit. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I didn't think so. And
And we'll just use this.
yeah, right here.
You have one? Oh, nice. You can place it next to the tentacle, which is the only part you can see right now.
Okay. And then I kind of like shake my head pissed because, that's supposed to work. And I'll pull out my little bell and I'll toll the dead.
What's
And
your passive
it's been
perception?
hit.
12.
12?
12.
You see this thing now as it's trying to retract. There is a large body underneath the water thrashing away. It is technically 5 feet away. There's...
Sure.
You're in this square, and there's one 5 foot.
Oh, it's got rage, so
It's
right,
got a
that's
little
why
bit
it
of-
wasn't technically
but
attack
that's
opportunity. That makes sense.
Wisdom 15.
Rolled a 13, only plus 1.
Ooh.
Oh, that's it though. Doesn't have the save, so fails.
Yes.
D12,
So that's
I believe.
2d12.
Alright, you guys are level 6.
Yeah, we are.
You look through. You also have a pretty good passive perception. You can see this thing now. It looks. I don't even know how to pronounce this thing.
It's an Odio.
It's an Odio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Lurking in the
It's
water.
I recently drew
that's
one of
13 necrotic.
Hey, send me and I'll put it on channel right now.
It's I don't think irrelevant. It's
There it
weird.
is. It's tentacle porn, isn't it?
No.
Oh no. 13 necrotic.
Its large, toothy maw opens widely in this
Probably didn't
dolorous
like that.
sound, and it snaps into the water. It's underwater, so you don't actually hear it, but you sense the waves rocking.
Yeah.
How much damage? Sorry?
13 necrotic.
Noise.
Hopefully it's somehow...
It wants to retreat, but you're not letting it.
No.
It's thrashing about in there. Next up,
Tongues.
It can understand any language that he hears.
Thanks.
And if it speaks, which knows a language, we will understand it.
Haha.
all right then.
Okay.
And it's not intended to be used this way, but it doesn't say like a willing creature, it just says a creature.
It's okay. I love it. I just looked at this and it says its languages is Odio.
Yeah, so it knows
And
a
now
language.
it also speaks any language.
So I cast tongues on it, and I say, apologies for my... Man, I need to change that voice. It's not working for me. Apologies for my overzealous friends.
What is happening?
I cannot not do Ulmer de Serra Superlunas Plina's voice, and it is
I believe
messing
you're
with me.
vaguely Scottish.
I know.
Alright, if you want, you can jump off an accent. I always
Thank
have
you.
a keyword.
Yeah. I always have a
A
keyword that
gets me in and out of an accent. Or with Scottish, I always default back into it.
Right.
Sorry, I'll stop.
What is
Apologies for my
happening?
overzealous friends. This is your domain, I suppose.
It speaks.
Simply went through, and
Just trying to pull away. You can feel
I'd
it
appreciate it if you don't talk on site like that. Then again, can't speak for my friends here, so I understand being skittish.
pulling. I'm sorry. I feel like you're using the bard's seduction power for good instead of evil. That's not what this is, but that's what it
used my
almost
action
feels
to
like.
cast the spell, and then I said some words.
And said some words. That's fair. So I'm going to let you roll a persuasion
Sure. I'm happy to make
at disadvantage because this thing is it's such
Great.
a well. It does have a language.
I'm totally fine with that. I don't think I should even get it because persuasion would be an action, but I will take it regardless. That is a 25, and that is a 21. So 21.
Wow.
Like you said, bard persuasion powers.
You food. Why should I? What we get? You like shiny metal ones? Come and attack. Me
You-
take one at a time. Me better. They not mine. My hole.
You want the shinies then? Figured you were just looking for food.
I don't care for shiny. They're
And how's the food
wrapping
down here?
themselves in metal. I can chew that just as well.
You fed well down here. I feel like people need to take a moment because, like,
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
people are
as
going
much
to
as
stop
you
to
get
let me
today.
talk.
Yeah, that's gonna
Probably
be
not.
because-
But everyone else does also hear it. Then
Yeah.
you just cast it on me, which
Yeah.
is like,
Well, you cast it on it. It
Yeah,
understands.
exactly. Yeah.
You all
Because
understand.
usually you cast tongues on yourself, and it's like everyone else is like, I can't understand though.
Nubasaur looks at you all and is like,
Yeah, no shit.
What does Nubasaur do?
Nubasaur is going to try to sneak around since it's distracted.
Cool.
And so you look over and you hear him say, "What the hell is this?" And you look, and he's already halfway down and slinking along, and does his full movement over to here. Actually, you assume that because none of you can see him
Oh,
because he's a freaking ghost.
He slipped away, right? Like he was behind us, and then we started
Natural
fighting a
20
thing.
for Nubasaur.
All right. Next up, how do you say it again?
Odio?
Odio.
I say Odio. I don't know if it's
Odio.
correct.
The Odio is very confused, not persuaded, but not used to something that talks to it.
Yeah. I can understand you. That's weird. I don't know how to feel about being.
Oh, pick a color.
Orange.
Orange or brown? You pick orange.
6.
Both were 6.
Okay. Didn't see the other one.
What's that mean?
It sends out with limited telepathy images of its story.
Ooh.
You get this overwhelming, almost
else
like
gets
a
hit by it?
stench of like. It's almost like a lore dump from an Odiok.
Sure. Yeah, I was
Because it's
curious.
so used
can
to
it,
only speaking to other Odioks.
Can it hit multiple people?
And
or
this
it
is
just
what
hitting
they
me?
do. This is their culture. When they finally meet something like them, they're
Right.
just so used to being like, "This is where I'm from. And it just
Yeah.
starts to lore dump you. Which is a series of extremely unpleasant
Oh,
images,
yeah.
smells, sounds, chomping. You get a quick thing of like. It grew up in this one cesspool, and then it moved and climbed, and then it came through here, and it found there was an old waterfall, and it was at the bottom, and it actually looked up at the top of the waterfall and decided to check it out. It went up, managed to climb up and through that little opening, went through a little maze of tunnels for a little while, which you do pick up more or less the path out
Cool.
from this thing.
Nice.
It then found a
Wow.
whirlpool.
That's beneficial.
And it doesn't like going down there because it's very small, and it got stuck there for a few
It
days.
took a while to
and
get
climbed
back up.
out. And then it climbed down to this side of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it was the other way. To this side of the tunnel, where it found that every once in a while a prisoner would try to escape, and it would eat it. And then more recently, they were tunneling nearby, and it would just take one at a time, and just kind of in the darkness. And this is where it hides, and it kind of drags people back under the water, back to its little hole
So the thing I
underneath the
was
pillar.
curious about. So did everyone get that, or is it like can only do 1-to-1?
This is a 1-to-1 thing.
Okay. The thing I was curious about, and I wonder if I picked this up, is
Actually,
it-
just for fun, you all get that.
sure.
Everyone
else gets that unpleasantness.
Can magically transmit simple. Yeah, it just sounds just like that. Simple messages and images to any creature within 120 feet of it that can understand a language. This format doesn't allow receiving telepathy, but now it can.
Does it?
And it's like,
What is your story? Where were you puked?
So that's really good, and I'll have to respond to that on my turn. What I want to know is,
never thought I'd be RPing an Odiok.
does it feel like satiated here, or is it like I'm basically starving until I get to eat one thing, and then I'm starving, and then I get to eat one thing, and then I'm starving?
It's like a teenager. It's always ready to eat.
Right,
And,
right, but like that's not the same thing as
Like out of control.
I would rather be somewhere else. This is the best I found so far, I guess.
They can actually, if they eat well, they can be somewhat tame is not the word, but satisfied.
Sure.
Like like any like a
Any-
shark or anything like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If they've eaten
They're
well,
relatively passive.
they are likely not going to attack you.
Sometimes people use them as garbage disposals.
Yes.
Basically. But this one hasn't fed all that well.
It sounds like it's been a while.
It
I
has
don't think
been.
anyone had come down in like a month or something.
Yeah, it's probably closer to like 3-4 weeks by
Right.
its estimate.
Cool. Okay.
All
Great.
right,
That's
back
knowledge I
top
want
of
to
the
know.
order, Risha.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, Ashton. I wrote it the other way.
Yeah, might have to end this quick because we're.
Yeah,
I'm
we're at-
sorry.
we're at
It's
9:30.
9:40.
We can pause here in Conversations in the Dark with an audio, if you like.
Yeah, let's
Pick
you
up
know
where we
what?
left off.
Let's do that.
Let's
All right.
leave it with an audio.
Let's see if we can
if I can have a shout out at the end, though.
By the way, Nubasaur,
Oh,
he escapes.
Yeah, he's gone. He
You
made it.
never see him again. Thank you very much, Nubasaur, for tuning in. If you want to watch and make suggestions when we're back to live streaming, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks to everyone else who's listened. This is SideQuests Live, and we're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We also do Shadowrun and a few other games. Anybody else? Yeah, what you wanted to say?
I
for the end?
want to just shout out the Eric Vulgaris, big streamer, does YouTube stuff as well. Go watch his The Oathkeeper's Domain Torchbearer game, where they have a duel of riddles with an abomination giant toad. It is excellent. It's so good. Go watch it. Just do yourself a favor.
Yeah, that was a lot of. Yeah,
that was a good use
This
of
did
that.
not go the way I thought. I was like, pretty typical dungeon crawl. You just have to hack and slash. You guys.
I refuse.
You should
None of us did.
Yeah, it's true. That was fun.
know that he wouldn't.
Well, yeah, we know that he went.
I am not carrying a weapon.
It works out interestingly for us.
You're carrying a shovel.
I do. I'm an offhand shovel. Grapple with the other hand.
If in the future, so did you want to take a picture?
I can approximate this. Also, I don't use this board between games, so. And,
No, I mean of like.
Oh, like where everybody is? Sure, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll sign off for this.
Look, I'm getting a new dog. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's happening.
A real one?
Wait, really?
No, I
okay,
mean
yes.
the audio.
Oh, that would be
He
awesome.
wants an audio
Good.
friend.
Oh, a new dog. Gotcha.
An audio companion.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness! You just have to keep feeding
that-
it the
It would be
bodies.
worse. It would be
That
the
thing
worst.
would be
I'd have
so
to like feed it bodies. It would be full on like
It would be
whatchamacallit.
Are you telling
Yeah.
me it would be morally ambiguous?
It would be. It would be morally ambiguous.
Or would it be ambiguously moral?
Bum, bum, ba-da.
You are stopping it from eating
I think
random
it would be
people.
morally
Right.
ambiguous.
Yeah, then I can just like start feeding it criminals. Oh man, it'd be the best.
There you go.
I was just gonna say if
Another
you
good use
wanted
for
to
detect evil
play again.
I do
and
definitely want to just be
time
like,
is the issue.
no one else has come down here. We're escaping, so like you're losing all your food. You should come with us.
I'm just going to shut this off. Thanks very much for listening, and
Thanks,
tune in next
everybody.
time.
See
Bye bye.
See ya.
You've been listening to SideQuests Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. We try to record all of our games as much as possible, whether that's Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun or another tabletop role-playing game. Just a quick side note about all the licenses and copyrights involved. Our music is all Creative Commons attribution music on our live stream video feed or YouTube replay or Twitch VOD. We always attribute each individual artist, so be sure to check out those individual artist attributions. Lots of love to so many people who make their work available so that we can do what we do. So thank you. It influences our game. It makes it immeasurably better. So much appreciation for them. Let's not forget the makers of the game. Dungeons and Dragons is copywritten by Wizards of the Coast. They own it. They make it available to all of us to play, and it's wonderful. We are in no way affiliated with them, and nor do they endorse this podcast, but we are very appreciative. The other game we often play is Shadowrun, which is Catalyst Games, and again, we are not affiliated with them, and they do not endorse us, but we really appreciate their game, and we hope you appreciate our game. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitch and YouTube, and watch for those live games once we're streaming them out. And of course, we do accept suggestions for names, so please hit us up on Instagram and name our stuff. All right, thanks so much. I'm Todd, and this has been SideQuests Live. We'll see you again soon.